What's going on, fellas?
Man, what's going on, my guys? What's going on?
Happy Sunday, man. Happy Sunday.
We're gonna give them the
Hey,
playoff edition today, boy. We're gonna give them the playoff edition.
let me welcome y'all, man, back to another episode of That's Major. I'm Coach Void. Got Coach Kevin that side with me, and I got Coach Jolly with me. Man, I caught this week, man. I've been catching a lot of that middle school stuff, man. Middle school and high school stuff.
Yeah, I've been checking
Um,
something out myself, man.
Look,
Middle school been looking pretty good, man.
yeah, man. Especially since you got to jump through all these hoops to get the tickets, man. You got to be online. The ticket go on sale at 8 o'clock, 8:07. They sold out, so you ain't got time to play around with those tickets.
Hey, man, at least the kids getting a chance to play, though, man. That's all that matters. They're giving them a chance to play.
Right, man, right.
What you been seeing, though, Coach Vo? What you been seeing this week, though? Because I heard been a lot of games. They've been playing on the weekends and everything. Tell the viewers what you been seeing. What have you saw this week?
Well, far as the middle school, man, and Macon, um, the boys. Let me get into the boys, man. Applin's looking pretty good. They look like they may take the city championship.
Whew.
Oh, look, they
Yeah,
bot got it all locked up too, though. Cause I think everybody got 2 losses except for them. They got no losses. So
What happened
he
on the
might,
undefeated team?
yeah, definitely.
Um, what I can say,
Who's spearheading the run over there? Who's some key players on the team over there? They undefeated. They got to have some key players.
um, you got Nicholas Wolford. Nicholas Wolford.
Let me ask you
But
something
they
about Nichols. How has his game changed since seventh grade? Is he has the jump shot gotten better, or you know what's going on? How has he taken his game to another level his eighth grade season?
honest with Nick, it to me it seemed like he kind of can just he don't try to force the game. He let the game come to him.
Yeah,
Like
his IQ, man, is out the roof, man. Like that. That's kind of where it gets me with him. His IQ, man. He knows when to do this and do that. He don't force anything. You know, by him being, he already a freak of nature, but he don't force anything. For him to be, he got the LeBron syndrome. For him to be bigger, faster, stronger than everybody, he don't
So what
force
y'all saying
anything.
that game with being in the eighth grade, how he has a lot of experience. Sound like the game slowed down to him this year. He playing like an eighth grader veteran.
oh man,
Right.
it looked like to me it seemed like nothing's ever forced or rushed. It's always the same pace regardless.
I'm gonna give a
But I'm gonna
shout
tell
out
you,
to the AAU team, the Making Mavs, Coach Gates over there, Coach Golden. Way to work with the kids. Way to work with them. Looks like y'all got someone good on your hands over there with the Making Mavs.
hey man, he definitely be in the program over there, man. Or I can say, when we get into these top ranking lists as far as middle school players, he got his hands on a lot of the kids on this list. I know pretty much my list might have all players that don't play on this.
Well, let me
But
ask you this, Coach Boyd. I've been hearing about that duo over there at Miller, man, Dupree and Ashley. Did you get a chance to check them out lately?
Oh yeah, man. They look pretty good, man. They was a couple possessions, man, from being in the situation Appling in. Um, they played pretty well against Weaver. Um,
Who won that game between Miller and Weaver?
Weaver
I think
won.
Weaver came out, yeah.
Um, they played pretty good against Appling. Like I said, I think they was maybe a possession. They was a box out away from
Beating
being in
them.
a different position right now.
I know
Um,
Weaver got that three-headed monster over there, don't they?
Weaver got a nice young team, man.
Oh yeah, next year that's definitely gonna be the group to beat next year. I think now. What I think we jumped out Appling a little too quick because I think when you think about Appling, the first thing they're gonna come to mind is Nick. But
Right.
I'll tell you another player he's in that 2026 class, Brandon Hill. You know, he definitely made some big contributions.
Especially
Even
yesterday.
Saturday, you know.
Right.
So
Man, I know I'm feeling old, man. I remember when Brandon Hills come to the gym almost in the stroller, man. I'm feeling old, man. Now y'all telling me this kid a key member of a middle school team.
yeah.
Man, I'm
Look,
glad to see that for old
Man,
Brandon,
look,
man.
the way
hey
he
man, I think
played the way he played yesterday, man. Uh, he did some nice stuff, man. He played as a point guard. He knocked down open shots. He didn't take any bad shots. So he's definitely a key in them being undefeated.
yeah.
Um, and as a basketball team, man, they got a couple dogs on the team too. They don't come in
Every
and
winning team need a couple of dogs. Not
right.
always about that
They come
superstar
they
player.
coming
You need
in, man.
guys,
They know their roles.
role players.
Right. They know their roles. It ain't let me get mines and you get yours and then I get mine again. No, I ain't come to do that. I came to rebound. I came to play defense. I came to get on the floor for you. That kind of stuff. So they do got a few of those, and that's good. A basketball team ain't a basketball team without a football player on it. You got to go grab
Oh,
you a couple football
definitely.
players.
They bring that tough physicality.
Right, right. So,
Oh, well, if you're gonna talk about that, you got to bring up Santana Balkan then. Like,
right.
it seemed like he come off the bench, whether he's starting or coming off the bench, he coming out there just to be a force in the paint. Along with Jacorian Brundage, he's another one that don't too much care about scoring. They're gonna do whatever they need to do to step up and help their team win the game.
So what you guys are telling me going into the final stretch of the season, you guys telling me Apple, no doubt, is the favorite going into the playoffs in the postseason. That's what you guys are telling me.
Yeah,
Pretty
if I'm
much.
a gambling man, I'm gambling. I'm betting with Apple. If I'm putting some money on the table,
Weaver has played them 2 times. They I like their chances the first time. Um,
It's hard to beat a
but
team 3 times, though, guys.
yeah,
It is, especially when I think the only flaw I see with Apple is they some games they come out to a slow start. Like Miller, they jumped out on them pretty good when they played them. I think at one point it was like 14-3. So like they they might come out the gate slow, but they'll settle in and get the job done. If they start out rolling, it's gonna be a long game.
so if I'm going middle school and I'm going with teams, I'm going Appling, Weaver, Miller, um, Howard, Rutland, Ballard.
How many teams, the top four make the playoffs?
Pretty much that's how it is.
That's how they do it. The top
Now,
four makes the playoffs, right?
right. Now I don't know how they gonna do it this year, because of COVID. Everything getting started late, but as of right now, that's what I'm looking at.
I think my top five is similar, but I think I would switch Weaver and Miller solely because I think Miller got the size to compete with Apple. They got the length. Weaver, they beat them, but I like Miller's chances, especially in the playoff. Miller was probably the game where sitting there watching that, everybody went to looking like, wait a minute, this is not how this supposed to play out. So I think I put Miller at that second spot.
Coach Kev, I'm gonna go with you on that, man. I heard both of you guys top five and mine similar, but only thing about it, I think I'll switch because for the similar reasons you have. When it gets down to the playoffs, man, you got to have that size in the paint to get the rebounds So I think Miller just got the most size than we.
I wouldn't even say size in the paint. Like if you're looking at the guards, they got long guards. Chase Dupree, man, he's deceptively bigger than what he is. Like, man, his wingspan, he got some. It looked like he came out there with 2 broomsticks for arms.
Oh yeah, he's definitely grew over the last year. He's definitely starting to grow.
Well, another thing that makes Miller pretty, and I got to go with Weaver right now because they got beat by Weaver. But it's all about matchups, like y'all said, the size, but it's about a game plan too. You know, Miller came out with a good game plan.
And then stick to it.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for them to finish it. You know, so that's kind of.
Yeah, I just want to tell you, I got some good news.
You put Weaver 2 for the coaching, from the coaching aspect. That's what put Weaver ahead of Miller. Now I can go for that. I can go for that from the coaching standpoint.
Right.
Hey guys, off the topic, I got some good news for y'all. They said that we'll have a middle school football season this year, so we got something to look forward to on that when it comes to they will have a middle school season. I got word of that today.
Right. Okay.
What's going to go on? Are they going to try to squeeze that in before baseball, or how that's going to work?
We got officials. We got an email today asking us, said telling us they decided to have football and basically how they was going to play it as far as the safety and all that stuff. Pretty much similar to the high school, but they will have a season. That's what we've been told.
Okay. Since we on Weaver, man, let me bring our guest host in today, man. Mr. Ron Miley.
AKA Mr. Ball So Hard fam.
Yo, something fresh, just for the show, just for you guys. What it is?
What's going on, man?
What's going on, man?
Man, sorry for being late, man. I just came back from Damian Wilkins, Dominique Wilkins' nephew. He was working out some middle school boys at LPD just then. So I had to just go out there and just see some of the best talent around in middle, like as far as middle Georgia. You had EJ from Peach County, CJ from Byron. You got Stank from Weaver, Baby Josh from LPD. Just a bunch of kids just getting some work in. So I just saw that as an advantage as far as going to see some of the next guys up.
And guys, I know I said it last week, but I got a firsthand of him this week because he took my team down. Gray Station has a kid, Devin Edmonds, and they got another kid on the inside over there at Gray Station. Those guys are going to be some sleepers coming up, man. At firsthand, they totally dominated us from the inside and outside this week. So just keep your eye on Gray Station over there going forward.
Okay, so since we on the boys, man, we're going to go ahead and I want to do a ranking. Let's do a ranking on the middle school boys, man, your top 7. We're going to start with you, Mr. Miley. What's your top 7?
All right, my top 7 middle school boys, no particular order.
Right.
But I do want to give y'all just what I just who I like. I like EJ Colson out of Peach County. I know Avo, I sent you this list a couple of days ago, but I just got reassured because these boys were just playing and he's a man child amongst boys. I got Anton Johnson Jr. from Tattnall. I got Brandon Ashley. I got Nick Wolford. Both of them out of Miller and Appleton. They're some making mad boys. I got Josh Jackson, Jalen Whitley, and CJ Howard. Them just what I seen as far as basketball players. Those are my top 7 middle Georgia basketball players from middle school.
Let me say this though, Miley, Coach Miley. Let me say I'm glad because we faced Peach County this season. EJ's playing at the JV level. We're so thankful. We're thankful this season.
Man.
He's currently playing JV for Peach County, man. So that shows how his skill set, his body type, that he's able to play JV as an 8th grader, as a 13, 14-year-old 8th grader, man. So it shows he had tremendous upside.
Man, he was just putting kids on his back. Matter of fact, I'm going to post it later. Man, the kid's dunking. He dunking like it ain't nothing. So Hey
So like
man,
I
he
said,
just an athlete.
I'm glad over here, man. We didn't have to face that man child this season.
Well, let me
Coach
I'm gonna
Boy,
go
what you
ahead,
got, man? You got anything to add on that? You got anything to look at it different? What you got on your
man.
top 7
To
middle
be
school kids?
honest, man, mine look the same as his. And I'm gonna go with some that I do know definitely, like Anton Johnson over there at Tapman.
Beast.
Yeah, one that I know about it from experience because I coached him. He's doing the same thing that he's been doing for a while. He's getting better with it. Straight Westbrook, man, like his motor don't stop. Nicholas Wolford, like I said, another one from experience, and then plus his family. So, hey, his game speak for itself. Um, Jalen Whitley, I've seen that kid since he was dribbling since he was 6, 7.
Let me just make a comment about the Willie kid, man. When you talk about heart, man, the pound for pound, he really kind of reminds me of a younger Tyreek Evans. He don't have that quite, that aggression that Tyreek had at such an early age, but he reminds him as far as the heart and the size and the ball handling, the shooting ability. So just keep your eye on that kid. Reminds me a lot of Tyreek Evans.
Yeah, Whitley, man, I've been watching him for a while, man. His IQ is high. Um, he's pretty good too. CJ Howard.
Bucket.
Let me let me tell you something about this kid, man. That kid, man, I don't see a weakness. Like, and I ain't saying nobody else got a weakness. I'm saying, like, with this kid, and I know this from experience, I've coached a lot of kids. I don't see a weakness. This kid can shoot it. He can drive it. He can play defense. And he's an underrated passer.
Yes.
And speaking of that, I was about to say I faced him firsthand this year, man, and I've seen he's grown tremendously as
Right.
far as his IQ and his length and his driving ability. Last year, sometimes kids when they're a little younger, they play a little timid, but this year you can actually tell he's developed and matured in the game and slowed down for him. So I faced it firsthand. I saw it up and close, man, with the Howard kid, man. He's definitely one Middle Georgia needs to keep the eye on going forward, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
man.
and it's more kids that's starting to make noise. Like, hey, I'm a believer now. I don't face them twice this year. I wasn't able to put him in my top 7 yet, but this kid, hey, man, that kid Brandon and Justin from Appleton,
Mm-hmm.
man, with all the attention being on Nick. When Nick kicked that ball to the wing behind that arc, they is spraying.
I saw it last night. It happened
Brandon is
yesterday.
spraying, Justin is spraying, and they beat us up yesterday. So hey, shout out to them guys because 2 games, less than 10 days playing them, and hey, they showed up every time. They some shooters.
I want to say this though. Speaking of sleepers, man, sometimes we try to expand outside the Macon area. Man, I played against Henderson Middle School down there in Jackson, man. There's a kid by the name of Cam. He plays AAU ball with AOT, man. He's a kid that has length, drive, slashing ability. So, we always try to look outside of just the Middle Georgia area. So I just want to throw that kid
Cam a
from
dog.
Henderson. Oh, you know
Oh, yeah.
about Cam, huh?
Oh, Cam a dog, man.
Okay,
Hey,
yeah, man.
like him and Lil Jalen play with AOT. Cam a dog.
Cam probably one of the better players, man. Him and the Howard kid that I personally faced all season, man.
Well, Mr. Coach Hatside, what you got? Your top 7.
I kind of followed the directions more than y'all guys. Maybe I wasn't politically correct with it. I actually ranked them. And chucking that coach Jolly, I told him I had to step my game up. So we gonna sports some of that bit. We gonna go to the big screen over here.
Oh, okay, major.
Yeah. Like personally, I didn't do a top 7 because basketball wise, I haven't really seen everything in Middle Georgia. But based off of the kids I seen, I ranked them. And I didn't do 7. I did 6. I felt like I was trying to force to put an extra kid on for that 7 spot. So I just rolled with my top 6. So we're gonna start out with number 6. Number 6, we gonna roll with Kylan Miley from Weaver. Your 2026 class, ain't that right, Miley?
Oh yeah. Keelan, Juju.
Oh yeah. Okay. Hey man, one thing about this kid, man, like I'm on Facebook. If nobody else is working, he one of the kids that's always working. You know, man, like from probably about like 6, 7 years old, I remember hearing the name Juju, and seeing him go out and play. Like I think that he's one of the top players in middle school right now, especially with him just being a 7th grade. So that's my 6th pick. We're gonna go number 5. I'm gonna go Chase Dupree over at Miller. Like I said, key is a shooter. He real unselfish with the ball, maybe to a fault. He may need to take a few more shots.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. He got that point guard pedigree. Dupree got that point guard pedigree in him. He can't help but be a point guard like his dad.
Yeah, like for real though, cause I felt like he was very passive against Weaver when we played him.
Yeah,
like he deferred. Don't get me wrong, Brandon had like 25, but he deferred a lot. But I heard against Appleton, he was going to the bucket. So yeah, I just feel like as an 8th grader, man, you gotta be so aggressive.
But you know,
it's
all about game plans too. You know,
yeah,
that tell you about a IQ of a kid too. Him not forcing it. He seeing what y'all was playing from what I seen that y'all was doing. He wasn't forcing it. But what Appleton did, he had those opportunities against Appleton. You see what I'm saying? Like, because he saw it and he took advantage of it. So I think that's what it is. And I like that more about him, that he saw that, hey, they ain't letting me do this. So let me see what else I can do. He did okay when he played y'all. I think he played his role. He didn't force anything. But when Appleton played him, he took advantage of what he had. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what made it, make him a good player.
What else you got for us, Coach Kevin?
Gonna go number 4. To be honest, I think the kid could probably be a lot higher on the list. But I'm going Brandon Ashley, man. This Mr. pretty much Mr. Do It All for Miller. Especially from a scoring standpoint. I think he don't have games where he don't drop 30, 25, and this like on a nightly basis, man. I only been able to see him play once, but I got a feeling he can go up a lot higher on this list.
Man, I like Brandon. I heard his pops was a dog.
Oh yeah, look, his pops, his uncles,
man, his uncle, bro. Man.
I heard he come from some dog. Brandon a dog, man. I like Brandon.
Yeah, his uncle, from teacher killer, the Jeremy, the AJ Denson, like he come from pedigree, a family of athletes. Man.
I know y'all know what y'all talking about because I polled a couple coaches in the area this week, and that kid was either 1 or 2 on a lot of coaches' list, AAU coaches' list. And they told me that kid right there is who, that kid is that kid that's rising up the ladder quickly.
Oh yeah, he's a great athlete, man. Smart kid. He's not a troublemaker, man. He just want it, really. He's a good kid, man. Like he's one of those kids that I don't have to hop in the inbox and say, hey man, watch on your social media how you got stuff being. Like he keeping it clean, man. He's a real positive kid. I love little Brandon.
Speaking of that, man, I'm gonna actually, man, later on, man, we're gonna give a shout out, man, to you, Coach Miley, man, and your boss, the Hard fam. We're gonna let you give you a chance to tell us about how that got started and what's it all about a little later on in the show.
All right, most definitely.
Let go number 3. Now, number 3, this one kind of I feel some type of way about number 3 because to be honest, I think that number 3 should be number 1. If he was about 5 or 6 inches taller. I'm going with Jalen Whitney at number 3. Like I said, man,
I'm jealous about you.
His size, basketball-wise, this is the best kid I've ever seen play basketball. Like I said, the only thing that puts him in the 3 spot for me is his size. But if he was 5'6", 5'7", he'll be head and shoulders in front of everybody at the number 1 spot.
Well, at witness number 3, man, let me see who you got for number them top 2 slots, Coach.
Oh,
And Brandon, back on Jalen, as far as like Jalen, man, if you came to the Appling game, you seen him trying, like he's been nursing some injuries this
yeah.
year. And yesterday his dad don't shut him down for the rest of the year as far as with middle school basketball. So hopefully they get some good news and little Jalen can rest up and hopefully continue to play later on this summer with AOT.
Before you
Yeah,
came on, Coach Molly, man, we talked about the middle school playoffs, and if Willie's out for Weaver, that's a huge blow going forward, man. Some other guys will have to step up over there on that team, man. That's a huge loss for them as the playoff season rolls around.
Oh yeah, but luckily this year there's no playoffs with making, so it's gonna be the best
Oh,
season, best record.
yeah.
So
Pretty much
um,
how we used to do it back in the day.
Right.
yeah. I prefer the playoffs, but they're gonna do the best record this year. So as of right now, we're sitting with two losses to Apple, and they're still undefeated. We'll just have to see what the rest of the season go. But yeah, Jalen's gonna have to rest up right now.
all right, all
Yeah,
right.
man. We definitely hoping he have a speedy recovery, man.
No doubt.
All right. So number 2, there go that man, CJ Howard. Man. Over the years, just even watching him in rec ball, him and Brandon, that's almost been like his nemesis. When the time to play CJ, he had been able to get over him. He hadn't beaten yet. But man, what I seen this kid do with basketball, like I said, it's only a handful. When I say a handful, maybe like 3 that I've seen play at this level. It like, to be honest, I think my top 3 are like the what would you say? Pretty much spearhead the top of the totem pole as far as basketball in Middle Georgia. CJ Howard, like I said, this is a real good kid, very athletic. I watch this kid mature. I watch him go from being a young, selfish player to implementing, getting his team more involved. Because I remember once upon a time, man, 7 and 8, this kid get the ball, and you ain't gonna see nobody else touch the rock. But like, man, this kid's game has evolved a lot.
I love CJ. And if you know about CJ, if you remember watching him, he was like 5 and 6, 7 and 8. CJ used to shoot left hand.
Yeah.
Right.
Then like
Yeah.
a year and a half ago, CJ switched it up. Now he's shooting right hand. You feel me? Like
Correct.
that boy can do it all, man. He is a bucket.
He's in the 7th grade, right, guys?
He getting stronger.
Right.
Yeah. 2026.
Yeah, class of 2026.
So y'all telling me I got one more year to face Mr. Howard. I got Mr. Howard. I got one more year.
Hey man, I got it. Before you get into the next one, man, that kid, man, I enjoyed coaching him. he just one of them. He just won that natural God-given talent.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like he said, I actually seen that kid stop shooting left-handed and start shooting right-handed. Like it wasn't nothing. It wasn't nothing. So it's like he just one of those, man. Just like Jalen, they just got God-given talent, man. I'm glad to see them. They still working and continue to work. It's gonna be good for them, man. I love to see them in high school.
Oh yeah.
Coach Kevin, boy, you've named some big time names, man, on this list. So it's interesting to see who's the number 1 kid, man, because it's the players that you just named now.
Yeah. I'm gonna
got a
tell
feeling.
you, my number 1. I have reasons for putting number 1 at number 1. Number 1, he's the type of player where if he's in the uniform and it's your uniform, that make you feel like, look, I don't care what go on in this game, everything gonna be okay. If push comes to shove, if he got to throw him on his back, he will. If he got to drag you kicking and screaming, he will. And he does all of it without saying the word. Like, it ain't vocal. He leads with the action. This kid right here, man, to be honest, he put me in the mind of Thanos from the Marvel Comics, man. He is the inevitable. You know what I'm saying?
He got all the Infinity Stones.
All of them. Number 1,
the big guy.
The big dog, Nicholas Wolf. I watched him play sports since he was 6 years old.
I remember they've been asking you about his ID ever since he was 6 years old.
Since he was 6 years old, and all enough they asked about his ID, and he never played the age group he was supposed to play. I mean, I watched the child move from 7 years old, move up to play 9 and 10 football. Really, basketball was never really in the cards for him. He started playing basketball really to try to keep the weight off him because he was putting on like 20 pounds every year. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, this kid, for him to have the talent level that he has, I know for a fact his kids that have a fraction of the talent that are nowhere near as humble as this kid. Like, man.
One thing I can say, man, every time you see him, man, he keeps that same composure. Yes, sir. He don't never really. Right now, he's remained humble, and I just hope he's able to, continue that going forward. Let me ask you something about him, Coach Kevin. Going forward, what position is he going to play? Like, as he continues his basketball career, like, I know he's kind of doing everything now for Athens, but going forward, what's going to be his position?
I mean, look, he's what you call in Friday Night Lights. They said, Booby Miles, what he'll do, he'll go out there, he'll throw the touchdown, he'll run the touchdown, he'll paint your back porch. Whatever you ask him to do, that's what he'll do. I mean, really, to me, I think it's going to be one of the things where it's going to be based off of how he grows.
Me, honestly, I don't care how big.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a point guard going forward, small forward. Like, what do you think he's going to be?
I put him at PG.
Yeah, until he's a senior and he's 240 pounds.
It depends on how that. It depends on that 240 though. Yeah. If he running it, if he carrying it right, I put him at the point.
Hey man,
how you gonna steal the ball?
I'm not no little dude, bro. I'm probably about 220. Like I said, this is my baby cousin, man. I was looking at Christmas picture, man. This child's the same size as me, man. I'm 33 years old.
But did what I'm saying. If you can get out there and you can play the point for me, I'm putting you at the point. So what I'm saying is, I'm putting him at the point. If I started an all NBA team right now, I ain't putting nobody in front of LeBron as my point guard. You got to stop him. You see what I'm saying? You got to stop him.
He's going to be able to maintain the quickness, you guys, and the agility, even though, he's giving. I seen him, man. Boy, he putting on the muscles. Ooh, wee.
Man, if y'all seen Nick yesterday when we was trying to press up on Nick and he was getting all guards on his back, like, you not getting to that ball. Like, we trying to get to it, and once he got you on the back, it ain't nothing you can do. Yeah. We threw everybody at him. Jalen, Jude, J-Dub, we threw everybody. Once he on your hip, shoot, you might. Hey, you ever seen somebody ride a skateboard that grab on the back of a car? They just riding the skateboard right behind the car.
You ain't Michael J. Fox that thing.
Boy, what?
I just want to give him a lot of credit, man, for being able to have the ball skills at that size to be able to play point guard, man. So that's a credit to him and how hard he's working on his ball handling in the offseason.
Oh, yeah, man. And shouts out to Coach Jason Gates and Coach Golden at making Mavs, man, because, with all them reps and all those tournaments, man, Nick don't got the reps to be able to handle that ball, man. Everywhere we go, they always, when Nick got to be down low or he got to be up top, Nick is always standing out. And, as far as Nick,
that's the thing.
As far as Nick, lost the last two. They've been in 2 championship games, the last 2 championship games. 6th grade year, he lost 2. That super team we had at Weaver with Shannon and Davion and them. Last year, lost a close game to Junior from Howard. This year right here was Nick's year. We knew that coming in. We was trying to stop it. We tried to stop it in basketball. We couldn't stop it in basketball. We're going to try to stop it in football. We're going to see where it goes. You feel me? This Nick's year.
Hey, I heard that he's stepping up to the plate. He gonna play a little baseball this year, man.
Man, if he hit a baseball, he gonna probably hit that joke in the studio third too, straight from the Northeast.
Hey, so I know.
Shout out to Triple Crime.
Oh yeah, Triple Crime.
All right, man. Before we get into our special guest, man. Let's hear yours, Coach Jolly. What's your top 7 in Middle Georgia?
Oh man, I pretty much was a same agreement with you guys. So I didn't want to mention the same kids over and over. So I'm pretty much with you guys. I just My number one guy, I would like to say, my number one guy would be Nick as well because I watched the man grow up. I've seen him as officiating in basketball and football. So basically, I have the same guys that you have. That's why I mentioned the kid from Henderson and the kid from Great Station. Just guys we just need to know going forward. But my overall top middle school guy, man, the record shows it at Appleton is Nicholas Wolford, man, going forward. That's why I was interested to see what did you think you got. What do you guys think his progression was going to be? His projection at going to high school. But you guys are in agreement that he'll be a point guard, so I'll be looking out for him, man.
And one of the things we tried to do yesterday when we played Nick, we was like, all right, man, we're gonna make Nick a jump shooter. That's
Hey,
what
let's
Nick was
make this
doing.
clear. I
Nick
just
was
had a
wetting
comment.
it every time.
Hey,
Start out
Coach
shooting
Miley.
jumpers yesterday.
I just had a comment. They want to know what EJ Colson is. I didn't rank EJ because he's playing JV, so I didn't get a chance to see him in the middle school circuit. EJ is in a category by himself right now.
Yeah, EJ,
Like this middle school, like he's not even playing middle school ball.
Yeah. So
Man.
hey, Coach Hamilton just hit my line immediately, and I just wanted him to know that.
Hey, tell him rewind it back by 20 minutes. That was the first name I said. EJ Coach.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. All right.
All right, man. So we want to get into our special guest, man. Shout out to Central High School. Shout out to their girls basketball team, man. They don't started off pretty decent. And we got two freshmen, man, that been playing very well that we're gonna bring on. I like to respect the ladies, so we want to bring on Miss Davis and Miss Greer.
Go Big Orange.
Well, you can't see me.
Ladies,
Hey.
how you doing?
Hey,
Hey, how y'all doing?
I'm doing good.
Good.
How are y'all?
We good.
How y'all doing? Y'all tired? Y'all don't have them back to back.
Not really
But-
tired. I'm just sore.
You just sore. What about you,
Yeah.
Tay?
Yeah,
Tay, you
same
sore?
for me. I'm sore too. Yes.
Y'all had it. Tay, you had all those rebounds. I know you saw.
Oh yeah, she's definitely down in the paint, man.
But
Hey, the rebound machine.
Right.
I want to just
So,
say that to you ladies. I've been following you ladies from afar, man. And I just want you to know you guys have played a great season, and I just wish you luck going into the end of the region schedule. Just keep it up, and it don't matter what grade y'all in. Y'all some hoopers. Don't never forget. It don't matter about that grade.
Yes. Thank you.
So, Miss Greer, let's start with you. When did you start playing? When did you start playing basketball?
I started in middle school of 6th grade.
6th grade.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
And you went to Miller, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about you, Tay? When did you start?
I started playing. You can hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Hold up. You can hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, wait,
Yeah.
you gonna have to repeat that question, yeah.
You hear
Oh,
me?
okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
we can hear you.
When did you start? When did you start playing?
I started playing middle school in 7th grade.
Okay, so y'all started pretty late, man. To be, y'all pretty good to be
Varsity
starting so
starters.
late.
Be
yeah.
varsity stars, most definitely by a long shot.
Okay.
So, ladies,
Okay, Miss Greer,
Go ahead, Coach.
I know coming into the season being a ninth grade, point guard of a team, like how's it changed from when you first started out in the season to now? Like has the nervousness went away or has the pace of the game slowed down? Because that's a big task being the point guard of a freshman of a varsity team as a ninth grader. How's that transition been for you?
At first I was pretty nervous, like you just said, but now that the game is starting to come to me better, it is more fast paced than middle school. That's about it.
Okay, cool. Miss Davis, being a post player, having to playing the paint against older girls, that are a lot stronger. How's it been for you from the initial beginning of the season to now? Because I seen that monster night you had the other night now. So you doing some down there in the paint.
Well, like at first, I honestly say like I wasn't. I guess you could say prepared, but as like we done play it more and more, I'm like basically more prepared because yeah. So
The experience. Okay,
yeah.
cool. Coach
What
Kevin,
you
you
had,
got a
Coach
question
Jackson?
Oh yeah. Okay. Which y'all are freshman starters. Like that's in itself, man. That's a very big achievement. What would you feel like was, I guess, the main driving force to go from starting playing like middle school and just having like a couple years of playing? What do you think helped y'all the most as far as getting to the level that y'all are now?
For me,
Like, what do you think was like one? Yeah, I'm asking both of y'all. What do you think was like one of the main factors in helping you get to like the level where you are, where you're starting as a freshman? Like, do you put it to workouts? Like, do you put it to like particular trainers, or do you just feel like it's just one of those things where it's just like God given talent, and y'all just were better, head and shoulders better than everybody else?
um, for me, I can like just my parents and stuff pushing me, and I did have a trainer I worked out with for I could say a couple months. He pushed me. He was preparing me for what was to come and all that. So it was just like the trainer and my parents that pushed me to keep going. Because at first, I can honestly say basketball was just a sport that I was just like, well, I think I got talent for it, so why not try it? I tried it. I liked it. It kept going. So.
One
Same
thing I'm gonna say,
thing.
you supposed to plug your trainer. You supposed to throw your trainer name out there. You can make your trainer some money, man.
Tavares, I'm that's a big shout out to him because it was sometimes I didn't want to, flat out give up. But he was like, nah, you got to keep going. I was just like, all right, I got you. So if I make it to the top one day, most definitely give a shout out to him.
So Tay, how is it kind of? Do you feel like you in your parents' shadow for them playing? Lorena Davis.
Look, you seen her face. She said, "Don't try her like me."
Hey, I have to put him out there more because you're going to his old school.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's been a lot of times where people always say, oh, she can play but like, oh, she plays. Yeah, kind of. I mean, yeah, I can honestly say sometimes I feel like I'm in their shadow, but I feel like right now I'm starting to become my own person. And as I just keep going and growing up, I'm going to become myself because it's a lot of times where they keep mentioning my parents and stuff, but I'll mention them too because of like who they are and what they did. So yeah, sometimes I feel like I'm in their shadows, but
Yeah, I heard Mama was pretty decent over there at Southwest.
I got a question for the ladies. With this being such an awkward year as far as with coronavirus and not being able to be in school like that and practice, and I know with basketball being such a rhythm sport, I know when you guys was shut down a couple weeks ago for a couple weeks, how was you guys able to stay in game mode, stay in basketball mode?
You can go ahead, Tay.
uh, I got a goal outside my house, so I just used to run around my house like because we run during practice and stuff, shoot around free throws, layups. My dad would come work out with me, do some post up moves, stuff like that. So that's how I like stay active.
Same. I have a basketball goal outside as well, and my mama come out and help me, and I'll do free throws and stuff. Same as Tay.
That's big. That's big. Like as far as just trying to maintain some type of rhythm in such trying times right now.
Yes.
I got a question, Mr. Greer. What has been your best moment this year, like on the court? Like, what you could say has been the best moment for you or for your team this year?
Um. Well, I like playing with my teammates out on the court as well as outside because we hang out a lot. that gives us the bond outside and on the court.
You're right. That chemistry is big for a for a team. Period. Being a coach myself, I definitely understand about the chemistry, and that's within the team. That's huge.
Yes, sir.
So where you see yourself, like, do y'all see you? How many seniors do you have?
One.
One
Y'all have
right
one
now.
senior.
Oh
Yes,
man.
sir.
How many juniors?
Five.
5, yeah.
Yeah. Five.
So y'all a pretty
Y'all,
young team.
Mm.
so y'all see yourself being in the playoffs maybe in the near future, or
Yes, sir.
Yeah, our team. I feel like our team is gonna get somewhere because they're strong. I can't say that.
so Miss Davis, tell me about this 18 rebound game you had. When I saw that, man, I was like, you know what? And I watch you a lot. You know, I'm pretty sure you know that. But yeah, I watch you a lot. I watch y'all a lot, man. And I sit around and I look and see that you have a motor and you never stop. You never stop. You know, and I'm like, man, you know what? That's crazy. Because me and Coach Assad was sitting over there yesterday looking when y'all played Northeast. And we watch you get 4 or 5 rebounds in a row. And I'm like, that's crazy. For had a nose, you know, just to have a nose for the ball like that. You know,
I didn't
that'll
even know
take
she was a freshman. To be honest.
that'll take you a long way. That'll take you a long way.
And let's really talk about those 18 rebounds following a game or a game or two where you had 16 rebounds like previous. So you had
Right.
16 rebounds and 18 rebounds. Can we expect a 30-30 game soon?
I can try. I can try to make that happen. But
hey, just long as you play and you keep doing what you're doing. I like, especially y'all too, man. I like Miss Greer. I like how you control the ball. I like your IQ. You know, I just like your game. Miss Davis, you're one of my type of players. I will go anywhere with you. I promise you. If I'm going to a fight, I want you, Tay. Because if you going to get rebounds like that and you playing defense, you're not stopping. I see you hustling a lot. You don't care how big someone is. You gonna get in there. So with that being said, if I'm going to fight somebody, I'm coming to get you. So I got to come find you, Miss Grill. I'm coming to find you too. And hey, I feel like I got somebody got my back then. So
Now what I can say about Central girls basketball, man, from when I was in school, when I was a student at Central, man, it's like it's worlds apart, man. When I was in school, Central girls, maybe Rutland was a W. Rutland or Southeast would be the only games they win out of 30 back then. So like, man, it's good to see y'all. Like, it's almost the same way I feel about the band back when y'all was the Sugar Bear band. You know what I'm saying? We used to hate at halftime listening to Northeast and all the other schools, and we'd come out there with the core style, man. So it's definitely good to see y'all changing the culture for the Sea House.
And I just want to wrap my last words saying, even though y'all came off a disappointing game this weekend, ladies, just know you just had a big win against America something, which was defending state champs. So going forward, if you finish region play in the playoffs, just know that if you ladies put together a total game and you all play together, y'all can beat anybody. So just know going forward that you guys have a lot of talent. You ladies have a lot of talent, and hey, you can win region when the playoffs start. Just always know that.
Thank you.
And I'll be sitting right there. I'll be looking forward to see you guys again this year. So, hey, I love looking at y'all. Shout out to Kawasi. That's my guy. That's a good guy right there, man. So, look, so y'all got some good coaches.
Miss Henley, we know Tanaya. We know about Tanaya Pride. We're gonna get on to. We just got the freshman on this week, Miss Henley.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we definitely know about Miss Pryor.
We know about Miss Pride.
I watched her we watched her yesterday too.
I just want to shout out to her for garnishing the offer this week. Yeah, so just keep working hard. tonight if you're listening on.
So, Miss Davis, I got one of your old coaches on here too. We're gonna bring on.
All right.
It's gonna shock them right here.
So we got Coach Sanderphone. How you doing, Miss Sanders?
I'm fine. How are you guys?
Oh, we all right.
Great.
Hey,
I think
Coach,
somebody
been a long
mic up too
time,
loud.
Coach.
Is that my mic?
I think you're fine
Good
now.
now.
Yeah, we good now. Yeah.
Hey, Coach.
I want to start off by saying, guys, I've been knowing Coach Santa for a long time, and she's a head coach at Rutland Middle School, and she's always had a passion for the game. And I'm just proud to say I've known her and watched her growth and development over the years. So, Coach, keep impacting lives and keep coaching up them girls over there. Looks like you know how to train them up. Looks like.
I'm trying to do my part, Jolly. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we got one of your old ones on here. I saw y'all win a city championship together.
Right. Proud of that young lady. I was fortunate enough to kind of introduce the game to her and coach her last 2 years of a middle school career. So it's very exciting, and it gives me joy just to see her stick with the game and to continue playing the game. And now to see her at the high school level is only up from there, as the young folks would say.
Right. So, Coach,
go ahead. Can you tell the viewers about what got you into coaching? How long you've been coaching? Can you just tell us a little about your coaching career, maybe your playing career, or just a coaching career?
Okay. Well, if you don't know, I am Coach Latanya Sandifer. I am a product here of Bibb County. I played basketball here when the city shut down on a Friday night. I played for Southwest High School. So, if you wanted to get to the boys game to see Duck and his crew, you had to come to our game if you was going to get in the building. And the schools around Bibb County couldn't hold us at that time. We played at the Coliseum on Friday nights. So I come from that era of playing basketball, and it opened doors for me that I never would have seen had it not been for the game of basketball. Didn't have college on my radar. First one in the family to actually go to college and get that degree. And it was all because of my basketball scholarship. So once I graduated college and came back to the city that I love, I knew what I wanted to do, and I'm just kind of paying it forward. Just kind of giving these young ladies what was given to me when I was walking the hallways and getting harassed by the coaches.
That's outstanding.
Yeah.
Coach Kim,
So,
you got
Coach-
anything? Go ahead.
Oh, I think our boy had something for you.
Coach, have you checked any of the high school out this year, or?
Yeah, nothing like I have in the past due to COVID restrictions.
Right.
I have a goddaughter, as you all well know, Stantasia Zafford, the star at Southwest High School. That game winner last year.
Right.
But anyways, that's my goddaughter, and she's a senior this year. And I haven't been able to get to the games because of my obligations of coaching. And it's just not the same. I went to maybe my second game yesterday. I went to see Taylor play, actually. I was over at Northeast to catch Taylor's game, but I haven't been able to catch the girls' game like I normally do. It's just kind of hit and miss, and just kind of getting feedback from people that are going to the games, or jolly people like myself. When we're at these games, we're posting about these athletes, but that's about the most I've done this year.
Okay. Coming from what you what was almost considered like the golden age of basketball for Macon, like you said, you mentioned playing in the Macon Coliseum and all that stuff. And we're not talking about like state championship. This is just like Northeast is playing Southwest, and
the biggest rivalry in town.
Yeah. So it wasn't like it was a state championship type situation. But what would you say? What differences do you see in the game from back then and now?
That's a pretty good question, and I like to give it some thought. But right off the top of my head, In some ways I see a difference, but in a lot of ways I don't, because I got started playing the game at a very late age. I didn't start playing ball until middle school. And I found that to still be the struggle right now. The girls really don't get in the game like the boys do at the rec league at 5 and 6 years old. I'm seeing a little bit more of that now, more so than I did back in the day. So it's a bittersweet thing because, again, middle school is where most of the girls are introduced to the game. Taylor didn't play organized basketball until the seventh grade. I hounded her to sixth grade, so she's only in her third year of organized basketball. Just think if she had played previously before then or whatever, but it's still a struggle around here in Bibb County getting these young ladies to start the game at 5 and 6 years old. And that's the same struggle I see 30 years later. We're starting the girls at the middle school level, and that's exactly what I see right now. I do see this year at the middle school level, I see more of a more balanced, I say balanced teams per se. Normally it's one or two top teams in the city or whatever. So I know it's some work on the back end with people like yourself and summer ball and AAU ball. I think there's an interest for the girls around here trying to get Middle Georgia basketball back to where it used to be. And that's exciting for me, and it's worth the growth.
Definitely.
Okay, so we want to ask you about some of the middle school girls. I know you got Miss Layla over there, Layla Harvey.
I do.
We haven't caught a lot of the middle school stuff as far as the girls. So we want to ask you, did you know any of them, or other than the ones on your team, or?
I don't know them personally. As y'all will know, or Jolly knows, I work with my players at the school. I don't do AAU. I don't do summer ball. I work with individuals that I know on a personal basis for personal reasons. But I don't do. I don't know a lot of them personally. I chat with these young ladies whenever I run across them at games or after games and things of that nature. Don't know them personally, but I know faces. And I've seen the growth of the last 2, 3 years. I was just mentioning the middle school level right now being more balanced than it's ever been before. It's a lot of young ladies coming up. It's going to be exciting to watch, but I can personally speak on the young ladies under my supervision or my coaching right now at Rutland Middle School. And you just spoke of Layla Harvey, and she's definitely is going to be an exciting player. She's exciting to watch. She's already got a skill set that's very rare for someone like in the 8th grade. If she put forth the work and continue to improve, she'll be able to do what she wants to do on the court for the next 3 to 4 years. She's up and coming. She knows the game. She's been playing since she was small, thanks to her mom. I think her mom and her dad played the game. So she comes from a background and a family of basketball. She has a passion for playing it, and she'll definitely be someone to watch. I'm also excited about a couple of other young ladies on my team. Ariel Freeman, who's just a freak of an athlete. She probably could play any sport she wants to. And Gabrielle Knowlton. I don't know if y'all have heard Gabby. She's just a 6th grader. She definitely is going to be somebody's trouble one day. Good trouble, I guess I should say. But yeah, she's on the radar.
Coach Stan, can you can you recall, like, what are the standings for middle school for girls? Do you know who's maybe leading in stand? What are the standings? Maybe do you know? Can you recall?
That's a good question, and Bibb County has to do better about that, because I could personally say I'm always reaching out after the game and putting my updates from the game in this group email or whatever. However, we don't get that from everybody, and it's been a kind of rushed year for us. We got the word right before Christmas week that we was going to even do sports. Athletics have been on a hold at the middle school level, so we've had to cram everything into a short time frame. So I do understand the struggle some of us are having, just trying to stay afloat and just getting a team going. But we don't have a updated standing the list right now. I know I stand that we're midway through the season. That we played our fifth game after Saturday. I'm 3-2 right now. I think Howard is undefeated. Howard Middle School is probably 5-0. Weaver may be right up under Howard with maybe one loss,
No,
and
Weaver's 3-2.
Weaver's 3-2.
Mhm.
Okay, so Weaver and I sits at the same record, and we see each other on Wednesday. So that
Wednesday.
should be a good head to head or whatever. But Howard may be the undefeated team in our middle school level.
So if I'm correct by saying, aren't you the defending champion from last year? Did you win?
Well, I am, thanks to that young lady Taylor Davis.
So I just want to let everybody know you're a championship coach now.
Thanks for remembering that. I lost a mob last year. You know, at the middle school level, at high school, every 2-3 years, you're going to lose a chunk of your team. And I lost 5 eighth graders. They were 5-star. Everybody except Layla, you know, that was a starter. So I lost a mob last year. But, hey, those young ladies are doing great thing. Bird went on. She's at private school. I got 2 at Rutland High. Taylor went on over to Central, and Nyla went back to Warner Robins. So, yeah, we were kind of undefeated last year. We ran the back and had a great year. That was a great run, right, Taylor?
I'm sorry. Yeah, it sure.
Okay, Coach. Like I said, with you playing basketball here in the Georgia area, well, in the Macon area, as well as going and playing on the college level, what would be your advice to these 2 young ladies, these 2 young freshmen that still have a good portion of the journey to complete? What would be some words of wisdom that you would have for them?
First, I would encourage them to stay in the books. Education is big with me. My players know, my former players, my current players. I'm big on academics. It's academics before athletics for me. I like to produce student athletes, you know. I like to prepare them for life, and basketball is this game of life, you know, that discipline, that hard work, that dedication, that commitment that you put towards that game. I'm always instilling that in my young ladies, to put that on the classroom hall, to put that in the situation you're dealing with at home, regardless of your surroundings and where you come from, you know, because I come from Unionville, and you know, just seeing the things around me with a bootlegger house across the street and drugs being sold down the street, you know, some circumstances sometimes that these kids can be around that alter decisions. So I always encourage education first. Stay in the books, be respectful to your parents at home, carry yourselves like young ladies, and then lastly, that talent, that the game of what we're talking about, continue to work. You know, and I always tell them the best ball player is outside of the gym when you got your scheduled practice with your coaches. It's in the off season when everybody else is being lazy or whatever. You have to make it a hobby. You have to make it a habit, and just put in the work, and you will reap the benefits. I encourage you to be a team player, to stay focused, you know, and also be a child at the same time. Some people can get caught up in the game and life and don't enjoy themselves. You got to enjoy life. You got to make friends, and you got to be a good friend, but you also got to work at the craft. And both of those young ladies got a few years to work on that. And if you stay solid and stay working, the success is going to come. So I would definitely encourage you just to stay on the right course, babe. You got a good, solid coaching crew over there. I don't know if any of you, either one of them, are involved with AAU basketball. Just because I'm not involved with that in the summertime, it's not like I don't condone it. Again, in the off season is the best time to kind of better your game. So get involved with something outside of your school's team, and just put the work in, babe.
But you said a mouthful then, because when I tell you, man, like, ladies, if you don't know, like, you gonna blink and tomorrow it's gonna be graduation day. So
Yes.
You really got to take heed, and you're gonna have to go out there. You're gonna have to play every game, every possession like it's the last one, because before you know it, it's gonna be the last one.
Right.
Well, ladies, coach, keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you
Far
so
as with the
much.
middle school, ladies, far as Miss Greer and Miss Davis, y'all keep working hard. Your futures look bright,
Thank you.
and we'll be pushing for you.
Thank you.
And I
Stay in
hope
them books.
to be, yep, stay in the books. I hope to be at the next game, probably be the next home game, but I'll definitely be there. Like I said, your future's bright. Y'all just keep working, and everything will be fine.
Yep.
Yes.
Good luck,
We
ladies.
glad.
Thank you.
Thank
Hey,
you.
thank y'all for coming on.
Well, thank you.
Thank
you
you
for
guys
having
for
us.
having such a platform. I just want to give you that much. I wasn't knowledgeable about this. I think Jolly had posted something before. This is my first time on. Now I'll become a fan and log on and watch you. But thanks for providing such a platform. I mean, with the athletics and the athletes that we have in the Middle Georgia area, it's good to be able to have something like this. Just kind of kick back and I can stay informed this way. It may not be going to all of the games and everything, but just kind of stay informed. So kudos to you guys for providing this platform.
Thanks a lot.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Hey,
Well,
hey, coach, I know you love that football, so
you
go
know,
ahead.
I'm tuned in. I can't wait. I eat dinner and I'm tuned in.
All right.
we, we're happy to have you again on here.
Thank you.
Thanks. I hope to come back again soon.
All
It's been
All
a
right.
right,
pleasure
all
talking
right,
to you,
ladies.
lady.
All right.
Tell
Take care.
tell Riley I said hey.
All right.
All right.
Y'all let's take it easy.
All right. You too.
You too.
I must say that, man, that was pretty dope right there, man, to get a different viewpoint with girls basketball. A lot of times we get caught up in boys, man, and we don't really, as fans, we don't really follow the girls' game as we should, man. So that was pretty cool.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
man. Uh, just to stay on the girls, middle school girls, man. There's a few names out there that I can throw out. Some of them I don't know, so I don't, but Jada Smith over at Appleton, she's been pretty good for Appleton this year.
Uh-huh.
She's been scoring a lot. And it's crazy because I don't know nobody at Howard, man. For them to be undefeated,
And I
I
was
don't know any
shocked that they were
girls.
undefeated, honestly, like when she said they was undefeated because I know they beat Weaver by 2, but I honestly felt like Weaver girls could have had that. I felt like they had it. They just, just it was just the time ran out. Really, they lost by 2. They missed a lot of layups. They missed some free throws. But it's like it's been up and down with an awkward year.
Yeah, you got Jada Smith. They got a nice little point guard over there too, man. Somebody gave me her name earlier, but just me watching, man, she been pretty consistent too. I
Oh
want to say
yeah,
her
but
name.
we gonna have to do a little bit better with the latest sport, man. We just gonna have to do a little do a little more in depth analysis for the ladies, man. Definitely need to do our all female show coming up soon.
Speaking of
Right.
basketball, man, y'all guys got a chance to check out any boy in the high school, man, in the area. What's going on in the high school scene?
Um, I actually saw Northeast and Central yesterday. Um, Central, man, Central team is not as bad as their record.
Yeah,
I
agree
can't
with
say that. They don't have some tough breaks, man, but I think they probably is a quay away from being a good team. I think that's what they're missing.
And that's a
Anytime
big
you,
piece to be missing.
anytime,
Right.
anytime college prospects off the roster, man, that's a tough. That's not hard to replace.
But to be honest, man, I personally, I mean, I think that Central's probably been one of, if not the most consistent teams in making as far as basketball is concerned. Coach Taylor, man, he's been doing it for a long time. Like talking early 2000s, and whether it's been he's dealt with players transferring and leaving, and he's always just and made it work. A couple years back, he lost Big K, the West Side. Still handled business, even went out there and beat that West Side team with Big K and K Barn on it. So like the coach definitely has taken business over the year, taking care of business.
Right, man. They're coming off an Elite Eight appearance last year, man. So
right.
You definitely shout out to Coach Taylor, man. Even though he's going through the rebuilding season.
So that's really what it comes down to, man. I believe in him as a coach. So for them to be playing like that, it's just that they just missing some pieces. You know, so I haven't checked out Southwest. I know they got Travion over there, Travion Cersei. And they got a couple more kids.
He's bounced back from the injury.
Right. So they got him. I haven't checked out Rutland. What can I say about Westside? We know what's going on over there. Lil Wasey Reeves Jr. Doing his thing. So who else?
Yeah, Central took Coach Taylor took him to the Final Four last year. My bad, not the Elite Eight. So they actually took it. They were actually in the Final Four last year.
On the as far as with varsity basketball, there's a big game Friday. On the private school side, it's going to be LPD versus Stratford. So you know, with Stratford, they got Isaiah Josie, they got
Khalil Green.
LPD side, you got Big Jalen Goodrum, you got Jordan Jones. Yeah. Like so, they're gonna finally get a chance to play. You feel me? If you seen Khalil Green, he's a freshman. You seen him last week. He took off and dunked on the kid. They're starting to say he's like, the best freshman in the city, in the area. So it's gonna be my first time getting check them out. I seen LPD already. It's gonna be my first chance getting check out on Stratford. I've been wanting to check out Isaiah anyway. Isaiah dog.
But outside the Macon area, guys, I firmly believe that Veterans Warhawk Ball Club down there, Warner Robins, man. I guess you call it Warner Robins. Veterans is probably at 12-0 and 3-0 in the region. They just defeated Warner Robins last night. Veterans the best team in Middle Georgia to me. If you had a chance to check TJ Grant out, he's a kid down there at Veterans High School, man. That's a kid that should be on everybody's radar. They got a kid named by the name of D'Angelo Hines, and they got a rising sophomore, 6'9", by the name of Aaron Jones, who should be one of the top big men in the state in the next couple of years. So Veterans, I've been scouring the market outside of Macon. Like I said, we got Baldwin County, 6-0, 4-0 in the region. Washington County, 7-0, 5-0 in the region. Dublin, 15-1, 8-0 in the region. We got Upsally, 9-4. They're 5-1 in the region. And Peach County, they're not just a football school. This year, they're 9-3, 5-2 in the region. So outside of Macon, there's some pretty decent ball being played outside the city, guys.
Yeah, TJ Grant had 24 last night. The kid Aaron Jones, I remember when he was at Perry last year. Like I seen this kid when he was in 7th grade, he was about 6'6", and it was just been a process as far as getting him the reps. I seen he was training with Bradshaw. He's been training with a lot of folks, just trying. Like when you 6'9", you can't teach height.
No, you can't. One of the most unteachable skills anywhere.
Coach K, I don't know if you're familiar with that east side. What's going on with the Raiders up there? Do you know anything about Northeast? What's going on with those guys up there this year? Coming out they got their football guys back.
Yeah, and look, I see a lot of familiar faces, man, from Zion to Kadriga Stanley. Look, when I say when you see him step out on the court, man, big wide body. But that joker can put that ball on the floor, man.
Big stand.
To be honest, I think the only thing stopping him from being the point guard is his size.
Yeah, but
shout out to Lil Coon too, man. Like, let me tell you, Coon, I watched this kid from a little boy. To be honest, he wasn't the most athletic as a kid. But when I say I watched this kid progress year in and year out, whether he's playing rec ball, playing on a JV team, or playing on AAU ball, like he wanted the position bad enough to the point where he went out there and worked real hard, man, and it started to pay off for him. Man, shout out to Lil Coon, man.
Yeah, man. I watched them yesterday play Central, man. I'm real big on Travion Solomon. He was one that I had. Um, he was pretty good yesterday. Zion, man, he's real sneaky athletic.
Oh, super
And I
athletic.
like I
Super.
watched him. I watched him in football, but he's sneaky athletic, man.
And the same thing, man, he's
I
always
know it.
been.
Right, I know.
Like,
I know he's athletic, but I didn't know he was that athletic.
oh yeah, like can jump out the
Uh,
gym, and he don't
like
do it
I
on purpose either.
Another one that I had, Cardricus, man. He played pretty well. Jefferson playing pretty good, man. Pettigrew, man. Northeast got some talent over there, man. Y'all get together, man, and y'all play together, man. If y'all learn to play together, man, y'all gonna be pretty good. That's the only problem I see now. What I see, I'm gonna keep it real. I just see that y'all just,
But
everybody.
your individual talent.
Yeah, I'm gonna get mine and you get yours. Don't nobody want to sacrifice. Hey, this is what I'm gonna do. Or you don't want to go within the system. Just play it within the system, and y'all will be fine. Y'all got a bunch of talent. I see. I know I see 8, 9 boys on there that can go get their own basket. Because I saw them do it. But that don't make a great team. Y'all want to be a great team with all that talent that you
Speaking of
got. So
that, let me ask Coach Miley. I know you're familiar with the West Side program. How have the kids, are bought into the idea of being like a supporting cast to Reeves Jr. over there? How's that? How are their season going? And who stepped up? We all know about Kawasi Reeves. Everybody knows about him, but who stepped up to give him that extra lift over there at West Side this season, man? Who's some guys that have stepped up over there?
Like just from being just being a fan to being a fan of the sport, a fan of kids around this area. So what I've been watching, I recorded like probably like the most West Side games so far. I'm trying to get the other kids and whatever, but with middle school and everything, it's just easy to go to West Side and record games. But with Jay transferring, who stepped into the gap with some kids that I pretty much knew were gonna step up. That's Davion Henderson and Shannon Fountain. And Shannon is, I feel like, the difference maker because if he's on, he's on. You take the good and you take the bad with Shannon. I feel like with Davion Henderson, with both of them being sophomores, because we know with Kawasi a walking buck, that's 30 points in 3 quarters. You feel me? He probably could have had a couple 50-point games if he had to play, if they were a couple of their wins been a lot of like blowouts. But when it comes to just watching Shannon and Davion's development, I honestly feel like with Davion, he has all the tools. He's a power player. He likes to bully, go through folks, get to the basket. He has a nice pull-up shot. He has a system game in which if you give him a role, he's gonna play his role. Shannon's the different maker because he's really a star in waiting, meaning he's gonna probably be the next guy up. He has his hands on the ball a good majority of the time. I feel like if he can just slow down and just work with his pace better, as far as knowing when to use your speed, knowing when to attack, knowing when to kick the ball to Kawhi in the corner, or just give up the ball anyway. But he has a lot of points off defense. Like he's a very underrated on the ball defender when he's not trying to reach and swipe from behind. So I feel like coming forward, going into like the gut of the region's schedule.
I'm
That
noticing right now, man, they're 10-4, 5-2 in the region. So they probably, probably finna hit that stretch run in the region, man. So, like you say,
yeah,
man,
they got to play Baldwin soon, and that's going to be an important game. Like I think Westside's probably played the most region games so far. So like I don't think they play again to maybe the weekend because everyone else is pretty much catching up.
speaking of Baldwin,
So
man, they beat them 77-59 on December 3rd. And they got a kid down there, Will Freeman, who's a guy that can get buckets down there for Baldwin. So Baldwin's another team in the middle Georgia area that is looking to make
yeah,
a deep run, man, when it comes to the postseason.
and I was at that Baldwin game. Now I really like. I think going in, they were saying like Ball was like number 5 in the state at the time. And I just, I haven't heard anything about Baldwin. No, when I was coming up, Baldwin had Gerald Riley, they had Tasha Butt, Baldwin's always been a basketball school. If you play even in middle school level with Oak Hill, there's always hoopers coming out of them, out of that program. But I felt like Westside maybe let that game get away at the end. But I believe like because they was sending like double and triple team in Kawasi, and that's when the others you know, have to step in. And it was early in the season. Like I said, this is a weird year. So it's anyone's game, but I like TJ. TJ's underrated. The guard from West Side, number 11. TJ,
Yes,
he's a
I love
he's a
TJ game.
yes, he's a baller. They got Westside got a 6'9" freshman, 6'8", 6'9" freshman, and Tobias Rice. If he could ever just calm down and let the coaches coach him, he'll be, on the rise. With kids these days, man, like they just want it. They want the fame without the work. And sometimes you gotta put in the work, man. And when you put in the work, hey, you get the benefits. I promise. Every time that work don't show.
Speaking of work, man, we're gonna probably go to my favorite part of the show, man. Coach Voigt wanna introduce, man, our favorite part of the show we got coming up, man. It's become my favorite part, man, our youth spotlight. And we got a hard working kid this week, man, who loves to work hard, man. So Coach Voigt, you wanna touch on that?
Yeah, man, our youth spotlight for this week will be Kevin S.I. Jr. from Macon United 6U. Where Lil Cool's at? There he is. What's going on, Lil Cool?
Lil QB.
How you doing, man?
He gets
Hey,
out
man,
the
get your
camera.
daddy out of the picture, man. We want to see you, man. It's your time now, man. Get in the camera. How you doing? How you doing, young man?
Can he hear?
Look, we're muted over here.
Oh, okay. What going on, KD? What's up, Lil Cool?
What's up?
What's going on with you?
How you doing, man? You doing all right today?
Sir.
All right, it's an honor to have you on, man. This is your first interview, man. You ever become famous, just know we was your first interview. Hey, man, tell us a little, tell us something about yourself. What school do you go to? What grade you in?
Garden.
What school you go to?
My King.
Okay, King Elementary. Okay. How long? How many years have you been playing football? When did you start? At age 5, or how long have you been playing football?
Age 5.
Okay. What was during this season? What was like your favorite moment that you can remember from this football season? What was your past? Did you have a favorite run or a favorite win? Like, what was your favorite, most exciting point of the season this year?
Favorite run.
Just guess. How many touchdowns did you score this season then? Can you guess? How many touchdowns you think you scored?
3.
Okay. Coach Miley, you got anything for the young fella?
Man, when we did 12U Macon United, we would practice on the same field with the 6U a couple months ago. And man, I would see the young bull commanding the offense over there with Bam. And like, hey, one thing I want to say, Bam is one of the best football coaches in the city.
Very overlooked.
Yeah.
Very
When,
overlooked.
and when I say
Underrated.
that, it's because he always like them 5 and 6, 6 and 7, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. He gets those kids to do like he treats them like they're high school players. He don't baby them. He give them an assignment. They work on it. He work them hard. But man, Bam is so underrated when it comes to working with the kids. And the stuff I seen him do with those kids this year, like playing like in Atlanta and playing everywhere else, man, hats off to Bam and his coaching staff. Hats off to his athletes, his quarterback KD, Parker at running back, Lil MJ, a lot of those kids. Yeah, you're right. Bam has no favorites. He just coach. So shouts out to Bam.
And that's what it comes down to, man. When you don't have no favorites, man. I've been watching Bam coach a couple years, man, and I know he won a nationals. What it was last year was 7 and 8.
Yeah, 7 and 8.
Yeah, man. That says a lot about it, man. For to go down to the nationals and do that. But it starts with that hard work, man, and it always shows. But he's very underrated. Him and Adonis.
Yeah,
You know,
AD,
yeah,
AD, Larry, all them boys, man.
yeah, they
Anybody who take out the time to give back to the community and they're not getting paid, you feel me? So like anytime I know as parents, sometimes we like want to get on like as far as the red ball coaches and whatever. But man, we volunteer a lot of time in giving back.
Well, you
And
can say that again. You can say that
like
one more time.
I'm talking about I don't put in vacation days for these kids. You feel me? I tell them like I don't miss work for these kids. I love these kids. So and I love giving back to the kids.
Hey
So
man,
man, shouts out to all the coaches on the red level, on the school level. If you volunteering and giving back your time, hey, hats off to you.
my slogan is you ain't in it for the income, it's you in it for the outcome. But
Most
Katie,
definitely.
let me ask you another question, man. Who's your favorite football player?
Odell.
Odell
ain't nothing
Beckham.
wrong with that.
Okay.
Look,
Sound like
he
one
pitching.
hand kick.
Think he froze.
Yeah, he froze on me.
Yeah, man. As he get it right, man. Just going back to those coaches. Yeah, man. It's been times. Well, when I started coaching, man, I just made it a job. It was my job after that. Like I've risked a lot of stuff, man, to do what I love to do. Everybody's been put on the earth for something. You know
And
what I'm
not
saying?
everybody can do it, man. It's something you gotta have. You gotta have the ability to relate to people, man, and kids, and you just gotta have a passion for it. So everybody can't do it. Everybody can coach from the stands, but everybody can't get out there and coach a team.
And
Yeah.
and one thing with the coaching, I've been blessed to been have as far as with giving back to the kids and coaching, probably since like high school when coach on Denmark, my homeboy Channing Jones, when Pine Forest Church used to be on Bloomfield. We was a coach in the league. We used to help out at Hellsville's Children's Home on Zebulon Road. They had a basketball program. We would coach and help out. It was just always about giving back, man. So with them being my big homies, they put me on. It was only my duty to do the same thing, carry that on, and also bring my homies in. And so we can always just give back. It's nothing to give back. It's nothing. All
Right.
you gotta do is give time.
Right. Yeah, man. I started with about 2011. I actually started, man, when my son he was 7. He was 7, man, and I started over in the Bloomfield League as far as football. I didn't start coaching basketball first. I started coaching football first.
Oh yeah, I
And
definitely started myself 2005. I tell anybody a long story, man. The kid by the name of Jalen Tyson, JB, man, he was my first kid I ever coached at 9 years old. So that kind of tell you how long I've been around, man. So it definitely, man, giving back, man, is something we need more guys to do, man.
let me get on a few topics, man. Hold on one second. This is a question, man, that um, been going around a lot. Are athletes born or made? Um,
That's
really, like the thing is crazy. I think it's both of them.
Yeah.
I think it's both of them. Ain't no way like the way my kid worked now at 16, man. I wasn't like that. I was just a natural born athlete. So however I got out of bed, that's how I was. With him, he has that, and he has, the thing that he gets up and work. He's got the work ethic. He has what I didn't have. You know what I'm saying? So when we say something about are athletes born or made, which one do you think it is? Do you think it's just more of genes, or do you think it's getting out and working?
well, it's kind of two part to that, man. I think you're born with the DNA because you're naturally gonna have the genetics of your family history, but at the same time, you have to work at it to excel and bring out those skills, especially as you progress to each level. As each level
Right.
gets more difficult, because a lot of times that's why I'm not big on really so-called crowning kids in the middle and the rec leagues, because most of the time they've developed faster than everybody else. And if you crown them too fast, that takes away that hunger and that drive to. So they're born with it, but then as they progress, do they still maintain that work ethic to bring out that athleticism? So it's kind of like a two-part question, man. For me,
Yeah.
that's
I think you have your select few that is just God given ability that they can just do it just on the whim. But I can say, even speaking with my child, like the effort that his mom put in with him on the basketball court, training. Like, you want to show him the abs, show him the abs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He throwing the pack up there, and that's
But
hard work.
But even with saying that, even with his mom with Sheikah, working with him, man, I remember this kid standing in front of me. It was about 2 or 3 years ago. He had a basketball, man. He stood in front of me just so I can see him dribble the ball. You know what I'm saying? I'm like some of it, you just born with it.
Yeah.
When I played basketball, man, didn't nobody. I can't remember nobody teaching me how not to travel. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. Like, I think some people are just born to do stuff.
And
how good you get is different.
Yeah.
But some people are just born with
visual learners. Like, you was a visual learner, so if you watch basketball as a kid and you knew that you ain't never see no one dribbling the ball take more than 2 steps, you knew I ain't gonna take 2 steps.
Right.
Some kids, like even with my boys, like Simba, I just feel like it's work ethic. It's work ethic. You had potential, and then we worked very hard. When you look at my son Juju, I feel like it's just natural, and I believe a lot of times it's that when you're the little brother and you're always being around older kids, it kind of speeds you up. Cause Simba and my son Isaiah, they weren't walking till like a week after their first birthday, but Juju was walking at 6 months. You feel me? So you always trying to. Sometimes it's natural, and sometimes you got to work at it. But either way, around here we gonna work.
And like, when you take parents like Kevin and Sheikah, then you got the one like Tay that just left. You got Lump and Nene. You know what I'm saying? Like, they are athletes. You know what I'm saying? So, but I have seen athletes not have, athletic kids or parents. Like, I was athletic, but I don't know where it came from. I know my mama ain't did nothing, and I don't know what my daddy did, far as sports, but you do have. Then I look at kids like Nick, who parents played both. Then I that played sports. That's what I mean, played sports. You look at Antone Johnson, we was just talking about. Both of his parents played something. Mom played basketball, dad played football. But then, like I said, I think it's more of, it does help. Because you can work on stuff, but being coordinated. You know what I'm saying? Like, coordinated, that's something different. I think, like I said, I think it's both. I just think it's both. I think if you do got, if you was born with a gift of being an athlete, then use it. I've seen a lot of them, man, be real fast. I've had football players that be real fast, but I just can't get them they won't know they left from right. You know what I'm saying? I just can't get them to learn and, get the skill. But you got some that, like, when I say you got the instincts and the coordination, some of that stuff you got to be born with. Those instincts, man.
Even as a professional athlete, like, these guys train daily. This is like, it's not so much about how much talent you have. Talent matters, but at the same time, you're not finding your sharpening your skills and sharpening the blade. Like, it's easy to fall behind. Right. I mean, how many times we turn on football, RG3 once upon a time was looking like a franchise quarterback. Things
Right.
change. Whether it be injury, whether it's the effort you put in. Like, be honest, we probably never know how good Michael Vick could have been when he was with the Falcons because he didn't work hard.
Right. But just him just being, and that's my thing. I was the same way. I had the Allen Iverson syndrome. I remember going to track meets, getting out the bed. They used to come get me out the bed. You know, I never stretched. I never did none of that.
That's why, man, it's very important that we no matter how big or small kids get, we keep them humble, man. Gotta always keep them humble and keep them working at all times, man.
Always.
I know we had a little technical difficulties, but I got one more question for Katie, man. What's your favorite football team, man?
What's your favorite?
What's your favorite football team?
Like in the NFL,
Yeah, in the NFL. What's your favorite NFL football team?
Brown.
You
Oh,
like
so
the
you root,
Browns.
so you root for the Browns today over the Chiefs?
No. This my favorite football team. It's
Heaven mind.
the Ravens.
They
Oh,
lost.
Oh man.
you're a little sad from yesterday, huh? You and Pops was a little sad from yesterday last night, huh? They got put out the playoffs.
That might be why he put on the black and purple jersey.
But look, man, LaCour, man, you're a basketball player though, right? You both of them. Which one you like the most?
Basketball.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about right now. That's a point guard, man. That's somebody to be thinking about. Hey, we got to look out for him in the next 5-10 years.
Hey, and I can say firsthand that basketball didn't come nowhere from me.
But you see what I'm saying, though. You played football. His mom played basketball. But when I tell you, man, I know this kid when Katie, how old you? 6? Man, I know he went number 3 or 4, man. This kid, ball bigger than him. Hey, look, he in front of me, dribbling the ball, but he was looking at me like, I want you to look at this. And I'm like, okay, man, this man really dribbling between his legs and everything, you know. So I think, man, like with that, man, he, you know, with his mom working with him, working on his skill, he gonna be something to deal with, man, later on.
Now then, what I will say, as much as you saw him dribble that basketball right now, this used to be like 6 o'clock in the morning. Soon as the sun come up, that's all you hear. Basketball. And it's always like that. Even now, man, I got kids playing Oklahoma in my hallway. So that's what's going on.
Yeah, man. Well, KD, what subject you like, man? What you like in school?
Math.
What's the best? You like math? Man, that what's up, man. I got to catch some of your games next year. You know, y'all be doing all that traveling. I can't travel all the time. I got to look at it on live or something.
When I see I'm going to go ahead and get your autograph, Katie, man, so when you become famous, Coach Jolly, I already have your autograph for you, man, because you keep that hard work up in the classroom and on that field and that court. You're going to be something one day, man. Just keep working hard.
Sure.
I got just a little story, man. Like the day he was born, he was born October 6th. Just so happened that Mama had been sitting in labor all day long, and then about 8:30 roll around on the Monday night football. Seahawks playing the Redskins, and the doctor come in. She like, we gonna get ready to deliver. So I'm thinking I got a couple more hours. She come back like in 4 minutes. So I look and Beast Mode score a touchdown. 6 minutes left in the game. He pop his head out. First thing he seen was Beast Mode score a touchdown. So you know that's my I attribute to that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Oh yeah.
All right, KD, man. Look, keep working hard, man.
Yes, sir.
Keep being a good kid, and do your schoolwork. That's all
Yes,
it
sir.
takes.
Yes,
You got
sir.
great parents. They'll put you in a position where you need to be at. Man, we gon' he go. But yeah, man,
Look,
we
I
got
got the other one trying to creep in here on me. Bye, homeboy.
oh King. Look cool try to get it up.
Look, he asking when he gonna be on the show.
We gotta bring him on. We gotta bring him on, man. We're gonna touch on another topic, man. I know me and Ron, we don't talk about this a lot. And we see you, Hardnet, man.
Oh yeah.
We see you, man. Shout out to Hype South Skills Lab, man. He definitely behind the scenes, man, working on a lot of these kids, man. I just like, me being part of the Hype South movement, man. I just like everything that's going on with it. And Hardnet is one of those guys, man. He don't look for credit. You know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. He ain't the one to try to stick, get out there and stick his chest out. He doing it straight from the heart, man. And he's doing a good job with a lot of these kids around here, and a lot of people don't know about it.
Hey, man, the guys behind the scenes, them the guys that be the driving force. Then signing day come, here come everybody. Mike, I said, nephew, hey, everybody else trying to sign.
Everybody want to be big bro, little bro.
Nobody ain't did no training away from the job. Ain't took nobody no camp or nothing, but that's for another show.
Right. Yeah, man. Let me get into this, man. I know we talked about this. We talked about this last week a little bit. We didn't talk about it a lot. But it's really getting crazy, man. And I think a lot of them don't understand it. But man, it's even in middle school, man. It's getting crazy. Parents, you got to know your role in sports, man. You got to know your role.
Well, that's my favorite topic.
Yeah, you don't know. Sometimes you may be hurting your child. Just let them. And we all got our opinions about coaches, about this, about that. Yeah, but it's a time to do stuff. It's a time and a place to do everything. A lot of these coaches, man, you may not agree with a lot of stuff they may be doing. And the first thing a lot of making people do is say he can't coach. She can't coach. That's the first thing. And you know what, man? You go to the other cities, man, surrounding cities. You don't hear that from these cities, man. You don't hear that, man. Bashing the coaches, and but what's even worse is coaching kids and telling kids what to do on the sideline in the bleachers.
Man, let me tell you, hey, Coach Void, let me say, man, I have a personal testimony on that happened this week. At a dad, man, sometimes it's dads. They always getting on to the kids and trying to coach them. So the player told me, I said, I ain't gonna say her name. I was like, why you drop your head every time your dad? She said, he always fussing. So sometimes from parents, it seems like fussing to the kid because they've heard that same voice all the time ever since they were little and coming up in the house. So the same thing that Coach Jolly might say to him, Daddy's saying the same thing. But they tune Daddy out because it seems like fussing. So a lot of times once kids reach a certain age, you got to turn them loose because they're going to tune you out and you're going to make them not like the sport because it seems like you fussing at them all the time. So just a pointer to dads, man, and parents. Sometimes you just got to let somebody else coach them because the message is different.
It's all an experience. It's all an experience. That's the thing. You're not going to have great coaches coming up all the time. No. Think about this. This is what I get.
But I think it's
with all of us being the age that we are. I know Kevin's younger than me, but I know Jolly and Miley, y'all older than me. But this is the thing. The age that we are. I'm 34 years old. I never in my life, when I was coming up, heard parents bash coaches. I never did it. So, like, I think it's the role now. It's like, this is what I do when my son plays. Everybody got their own perspective. Everybody do what they do. But this is what I do when my son play. I sit up at the top and watch. I don't say nothing.
Because you already don't put your child in somebody else's hands, man.
Right.
That's pretty much what it is. Like my thing is with the whole coaching aspect. You feel like this a bad coach. One thing about me, once I'm locked in and committed to something, we there until it's over with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We gonna finish that. So if I feel like, you know what, hey, the coaching that my child was getting, it wasn't up to the standard, I'm not gonna sit here and bash you every single game. Or none of that. I'm not gonna be sitting on the sideline trying to contradict what you say or over talk the coach. We just gonna ride it out, and next year we'll find a better situation. Me personally, I took a hands-off approach with my son. After I felt like he was in good hands. So he don't need all these extra voices in his ear. I'm there to support you because you my child. If I want to coach you, then I'll be a coach on that team. But what kills me about people in the stands is these people that don't have, you're not in here putting the time, the effort, or any of this in with these boys. But you the first one to voice your opinion, say what somebody else can't do or what somebody else should be doing. If you feel that strongly about it, get on the coaching staff.
Yeah, or get your own team.
Get rid of some of your free time, and you get out here and you show them the right way to do it.
But see, that's the thing. That hurts a lot of kids too.
Yeah,
because we got a bunch of daddy coaches.
Daddy ball.
I'm not saying that it's wrong for a dad to go out and coach. What I'm saying is, are you out there to coach, or are you out there because your son out here? You see what I'm saying? So I think sometimes that does hurt some of the kids. But the thing is, it's all about life. Now, I've seen a lot in high school now with a lot of people doing this. You can't go on no college. You can't go to a college game and think that you're going to be able to coach these kids. Because you're not. So if they are going through bad coaching, either do something about it
or shut up.
Let them go through it, because it's a process. It's still an experience. It's still an experience.
What do you constitute as? What do you call bad coaching per se? That's my thing. My thing is like, just because you're not in the winning situation don't mean that you're not coaching or you're not coaching the game the way it needs to be coached. You might not like the outcome. I can give your child all of the necessities that he needs or all the knowledge he needs to perform his job on the court. It's up to that child to do that. If it don't work, I got to adjust and figure out something else. But what constitutes bad coaching? Because I mean, my thing is, my scheme may be different for yours, but it may be just as effective.
Now we all have had some kind of experience with coaching.
Yeah.
So probably we may sit in there and we might voice our opinion about what we see. But that's not really being a parent. You're just sitting back. Me and Coach Kevin have been in the stands a few times. Even with Coach Miley. You know what I'm saying? I don't sit down. I'm like, well, maybe he probably should have did this. But I'm talking to him.
It's no more than that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm a strong believer of if a coach wants your opinion, he gonna come ask you for it. I'm not gonna come up and you say, hey man, you need to do this, you need to do this and this. That's not my place. Like I said, if you want to coach, come to practice. You want to give instruction, you come to practice and then you instruct these kids opposed to coming in every now and then, sitting on the beach and saying, oh, you need to do this. Oh, your coach ain't coaching.
Now this is my whole thing about it. Like even if you disagree with the coach or whatever, this one thing I don't do and I won't do. I never, like they say, me and Void talking about a coaching or anything. If my kids are around, I'm telling my kids, "Hey, y'all going somewhere?"
Right. That's grown folks stuff.
Cause what happens is, like, let's say a parent is always bad mouthing the coach around their kid. What's gonna end up happening is that kid gonna start to soon disrespect the coach, because if the parent disrespecting the coach, why you think the kid ain't gonna disrespect the coach?
And
You
that's the
feel?
same thing about them yelling stuff out while they playing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't.
I watched
And I'm not. And
I seen several.
I'm not saying the parents that say, "Hey, why you didn't do this or why you didn't do that." I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the bashing. The bashing, you know, and it's some of that it get to the extreme of is disrespectful to the coach. Because I'm like this, I coach. Don't coach none of my children from no sideline. Now I know some of them might tell them, "Hey, why you didn't make that layup, or why you didn't do this, or you had this, why you didn't go to the hole." That's not what I'm talking about. That's not to the extreme.
Man,
You see what I'm saying?
The one piece of advice I give my kids, man, regardless of what's going on, if it ain't your coach, all that stuff on the sideline, it don't mean nothing. I don't care who it is. Because right now, even as a parent, even as a player, your coach is more or less your parents right now.
Oh yeah, all mine. That's what I'm saying. So
Everything else, you just lock in on the game, and outside of the game, nothing else matters. These people still gonna be whoever they are to you after the game. But right now, you locked in. You engage with your teammates. You engage with your coach. That's the main focus. Everything else is irrelevant.
Okay, so let's go to some of the comments, man. Anybody, y'all feel free to comment about this. We'll respond to it. Okay, so we got one. What if a parent know their child won't respond to how the coach is talking to them?
In what aspect? It really depends. Like now, if you refer to like putting the child down or something like that, like I've seen kids that shut down because a coach in their ear and they don't necessarily know how.
Let me say this, guys, from a personal note, like I say, man, you have to know each individual kid. Okay, my style, I know what I can say to this child, you know, to motivate them, not in no demeaning way, but sometimes you coach kids harder than others. Or sometimes, you know, you can coach a kid, he think you don't like him because you're coaching him hard. You just got to know the relationship you have with that kid, especially if you get to higher and higher level. You got to know how they'll take it. You got to know how they'll take it, how they respond, because you can't coach everybody the same.
Yeah.
Right. That's part of being a coach. A coach know who he can talk, you know, who he can get on to, and who. Because I don't have some where I looked at as nephews or something like that, and I might say something to them that I probably can't say to this other kid, and I might tell him, man, get your ass down, cool. You know what I'm saying? I might tell him something like that, and he understand that because me and him got that relationship. But I'm more of a player coach anyway. I ain't had too many say they don't like me. You know what I'm saying? Because I know how to respond to them. I know how to, you know, build a relationship with them. I know the quiet ones because I can read people without them even talking a lot.
That's what I heard you guys earlier mention about a coach, man. You can't show favoritism because once the kid sense favoritism, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
Like me personally, I've actually given coaches permission to get on my kid because if I know, first of all, I don't ask no kids, my kids included, to do nothing I don't know that they can do. So if I seen you do it and I know you got the ability to do it, like handle the pressure of a trap or a press, make a free throw. If it's so, I'm not asking no kid that I don't know that can do this stuff to do something. You feel me? And I've given coaches like permission, like, yo, if he's slacking on you, get on him. Cause he know better. You feel me? If you don't want to hear my mouth, you get on him. I want you to get on my kids because a coach can't say nothing to any one of my kids that I ain't said or work.
I think that personally, I think that a big thing is parents gonna look at kids in a different view than me as a coach as I would. Like I think even with my coaching experience this year, I can say, yeah, it's cool. You here for your kid and you want your child on the field while your child ain't in the game. But at the same time, you might not have been in practice with me all week to understand why your child sitting up on the side like he is. And I
But
think
that,
that's one thing. I think sometimes parents create unrealistic expectations, and that fuels a lot of that. Because you may view your child. Everybody's gonna view their child as this. Well, I mean, it probably except for me, because like I said, I think I know for a fact my child won't tackle a soul, and I pray he never play deep because he contact that ain't what he into.
but
But at the
those the
same
guy.
time, it's like I'm not gonna create uh put him in a situation where he feel like he has to meet an unrealistic expectation. Long as my child go out there and he give it 100% and he's satisfied, I'm cool. One thing I noticed, my child can go out there, they can go out there and they can win by 30, they can lose by 3, they get blowed out. But 10 minutes after the game, he fine. And that's what I think it is for me. Like, if parents just create expectations for their children that sometimes they may not be ready to meet.
Realistic expectations. Boy, you said, hey, that sums it up right there.
Yeah.
Everybody got to have realistic expectations.
If your child missed 3 out of 4 practices in the week, what are your expectations for him come game day? But instead, you turn and you had everything to say about the coach because my child ain't even getting game like that. Do you see your child over there hitting cartwheels or on the sideline all practice, or just sitting by the, it's stuff like that, man. So it's like,
But
because you gotta look at most parents just dropping kids off and going. You have your select few that's gonna stick around and watch every practice. And you know what I'm saying? As a coach, I'm more susceptible to listening to their opinions and what they have to say because they more or less in trenches with me. They hear.
Yeah.
But when you got the ones that just whip up, drop off, and they usually like 20 minutes late after practice, I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. Don't bring that to me by if your child get me.
We not babysitters for sure.
If parents be more real, I'm gonna tell you, and it will. She said something the other day. We was at the game, and I think Brandon did something. She said, "Coach, take him out. Just take him out." How many parents do that?
Ain't nobody gonna do that. But
exactly. But that's my thing. That's my thing. If people be more honest about something, if they be more honest about stuff, cause I know I be hard on mine, but at the same time, you want to play this, I'm gonna let you play it. I'm not gonna get in the way of no coaching because I'm a coach and I don't want nobody getting in the way of mine. See that, like that, I definitely don't deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Like I just can't, because I think it's disrespectful for somebody to sit around and get in the way of somebody coaching. Just let them coach. If it's bad or is it good, if you don't, it's really about perspectives. People say people can't coach, man, been coaching 20 years. It ain't about who can coach and who can't. It's about perspectives. And it's always easy when you sitting on the sideline and looking instead of being in the trenches. Trenches different. You got a lot of stuff going on.
And like the comments say, like Coach Gates talking about, like now, because I'm getting older and I see, it's like all this about development. Like I was telling Juju the other day, yesterday, right after the Appleton game, I was telling him, man, I don't even remember none of your brother's game from his 7th grade year. Meaning, at the time, they was the most important games ever, and now without my footage, it's nothing. Like
a random thought.
Like it's all about getting better, getting like it's development. Like even when you look at Lil Wasey has developed. Not only did he hit like a super major growth spurt, but he worked on this game. He developed. I remember like a couple weeks ago, it was super cold, and Big Wasey like posted a pic, like a video of Wasey out there. It looked like he had socks on his hands, still shooting the ball. It was cold. I wouldn't even went out there. He had socks on the hands, still shooting the ball. Know why? Because it's all about wanting it. And once you get in that position where you can change your life, why not improve on yourself and work on your game? So None of this, whether you win the red ball championship this year, whether you win the city championship this year, this is not going to be nothing that you're going to look back on as a senior and be like, when you signed your intent to go to college, be like, man, if it wasn't for that seventh grade game versus Appleton, I would have never got here. Cause like it's just all about this is reps. Repetition is the father of learning. As long as you're getting good quality reps in and not playing monkey ball, then you good. You gonna be good.
One thing about them red trophies, man, many of them is we don't want. I can't tell you what none of them at. Them
Yeah,
things ain't no more important than after. Like be honest, man, that stuff matter way more to the parents than anything else. Like
yeah.
as much as we sit here and say Rick Ball is for the kids, it's not. It's really not, bro. It's really
Man,
about these parents.
I had a storage unit that I had forgot about that they had end up getting all the stuff out of. I probably had about 150 trophies in there. You feel me? And that like at the time I remember like when these kids you get these trophies, I was like, boy, we stacking up. But now, man, as a parent, you ain't even want all that stuff around your house. Honestly, like I was loving it when they started getting rings. It's easy to keep up with rings. These trophies, man, they were getting everywhere. And when I got four boys and they playing every sport in that red ball stuff, man. You know, you pay for those trophies. Essentially, you might get more trophies if you win a championship, but you paying when you sign up your kid, they gonna get a trophy. Like
Regardless.
like regardless if they come to practice or not. But it's all about the development. And that's what we're all about. That's what ain't about our hangout. It's all about development and not just on the sports side, but in school. Like I had a son, my son Isaiah would have been a 3-year basketball player at Weave this year if I would have let him try out. But guess what? You ain't have your grades right. You can't even try out. I won't even let you. You feel me? And you
Yeah.
like none of your brothers, like your older brother didn't even play 3 years. Like you didn't get your grades right when we ain't have nothing to do with virtual schooling. You can't even try out, dog. So when these parents say that they don't know nothing about their kids' grades, I'm like, how can you not know about your kids' grades when they got parent port out there, they got kid port out there? You like your
But then
kids got to be logging in. They got to be online. They got to be doing their work. Period.
So if
So
you can say that, that kind of tie back into the whole thing about why they complain about their kids not playing. If you're not actively engaging with your kid got going on, it's gonna be hard for you to understand what they going through or what they need to do. Like I see Corinthia Henley, she made a statement about Croatia saying that he had help and people in his corner. Everybody don't have that. And that is true.
yeah,
Like, you know what I'm saying? The one thing about sports, it brings people together from all economic backgrounds and all walks of life, all ethnic backgrounds. So it's like, yeah, some people gonna have way more resources than others, but that's just life,
but
unfortunately. You
but
know what I'm saying?
like that's one of the reasons why I created as far as like with Ball So Hard Found, why you got folks like Height South Skill. It was for the purpose of all right. I was taking my kids up to the A for training. I was taking my kids up to the A for camps and whatnot. But I knew plenty of kids down here making because I'm a realist and not just making the middle Jordan because I'm real with it. I knew kids that were way better than my kids that's just down here that don't have these
That,
opportunities. So what I
and
was
yeah,
trying to do was trying to bridge the gap. Like I know, I never sit up here in front like my kids the greatest, but they work hard and they gonna keep developing. And we'll see. But when I created Ball So Hard Found, it really started as something where like years ago we was the Breakfast Club. And then essentially what that was, it was me, Czar, Rodney, other dads, JC. We just getting our kids together on the weekend, training, competing, doing stuff that they would normally do, but it was just dads wanting their kids to develop. So when it went from the Breakfast Club, like I remember these kids were 5 and 6 years old. We would take them to the old Northeast. We were running those hills. We were making them get a medicine ball, take it up the same stuff I was seeing she could do as far as with training and development. We was doing that. And when it came to the whole, as far as switching from the Breakfast Club to the Ball So Hard fan, it was for the simple fact that over years, you start like people that you grind with, like a lot of these kids, I call nephew and niece. I'm not related by blood, but we related by the grind. Meaning, dog, these kids don't been. Hey, when we out there training, they with us. When we out here doing game, they with us. Like these, like we family out here. These kids are hanging out, birthday parties, all that. So when I came up with the fact that all right, I always like to shoot videos and doing photography. I was like, let's create a digital footprint for kids in the middle Georgia area. So if I went to Google, like if I Googled my son, Simba, if I Google Levante Miley, or if I Google Simba Miley, what you're gonna see is years and years of me tagging it.
Catalog.
Where
Yeah.
it, like where it's YouTube, where it's Instagram. If it's all about creating a digital footprint.
Mhm.
So with that, let's say like we're a microwave society. So let's say you got doing Kawasi catch a oop, throw it between the legs and dunk. That's gonna be the highlight that's gonna get you there. But when you hear about some person, what you normally do, you want to research. I mean, what
Do a
else this
little more.
kid done
Yeah.
did? And that's where we come in. We want to be when it comes time to you searching. If you search a Khalid Evans, if you search a Nicholas Wolf, I want to have something there where I've done something so you can see like, okay, this kid been doing it. This kid been this guy, and you never know because there's plenty of talent in making in Middle Georgia that we're not getting no credit for. Like as far as it's ballers coming out of the 478. We got players in the NFL right now that like it should be ESPN should be coming down here and saying they got talent. Where's the rest of the talent? You feel me?
I personally think, as far as with the talent, the issue with not being able to get all these kids seen is more uh, on at the coaches footstep, and that's across the board. That's like in our city, I can say, uh, me personally, I'm the type where whatever can be done to put the kids in the best situation. That's what I'm about. But you got a lot of coaches that don't feel that way. You got a lot of coaches that's hey, it's always circumstances or reasons why we can't come together. Because I mean, I'm pretty sure we both, all three of us, can sit here and we can rattle off about 10 names, and it would be very difficult to get all these 10 individuals to come together and try to build something great. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
feel like the reason why a lot of these kids don't get seen is because if, like, say for instance, Miley, you got your team, you focus on trying to beat me. I'm so focused on trying to beat you. I don't even want you to know about my kids because I don't want you or anybody else to try to pluck.
yeah,
And that's the type of situations you run into. Like I think the biggest problem in youth sports is really it boils down to the adults in the situation. It's
Oh
not the
yeah,
kids, man.
but it's getting worse.
Yeah,
It
because like I
started
said,
at
man,
rec. It started at rec, but now it's getting into the middle school and the high school
yeah,
because
and
now you got people voicing opinions about high school coaches.
like I
I'm talking
don't
about
like
out
what
out
Tucker say.
loud,
Yeah.
out loud. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't do it out loud. Whatever, bro. Come on. Like you go to Blakely County. You go to you don't hear this stuff. When they
you
lose, you
don't,
don't hear this stuff. They
you
don't say
don't.
nothing.
You know how they handle business. The difference between Bill County and everywhere else is when they handle business like that. It ain't no we gonna talk about you. You just finna get fired and we gonna replace you.
Right.
It's not like it's more of a business aspect opposed to here where you know such and such over there and he got but I think you need to come over here.
Like when I took my son down for Future Stars game, when I took my son down his 7th grade year, I had such it opened my eyes up to so much stuff that you can ask anybody I knew. I came back and I told different parents. I told parents I was like, next time around when this come around, make sure your kid is involved. Cause I was like, I see what it can do. So the next year, like the first year he did Future Star game, it was only 3 kids from making that win. And it was one in each grade. It was we call him Iron Man, Janarion Glenn from he's a freshman at West Side. He was at that time. My son was a 7th grader, and Kobe Butts. He was a junior at Mountain View. He was the
Mm-hmm.
eighth grader. The next year that came around, you had Big Texas that got picked up. You had Big Johnny that got picked up. You had Cam Thomas. You had JoJo that's at Mountain View. You had more kids, and I feel like it should have been more kids. You feel me? That they should have picked up because they also had picked up Nick. Nick was a sixth grader. Like making and what that showed is the year before those three kids did so well that there's more talent in Macon. And I really feel like Macon and Middle Georgia could have its own team. Honestly, like me and Coach Wiggins talk about it all the time, Middle Georgia needs a 7-on-7 program. And the reason I say that is because we're not developing our skills players. I know that we need something for linemen as well, but now skilled players, like when you hear about athletes from Macon, it's the same position: running back, DB, maybe
linebacker.
But it's been a while. It's been a while since we had a quarterback, like a real quarterback. Like Solomon just threw for 2,000 yards. That's major. You feel me? But it's folks like that might throw for that. Like other counties, they might throw for 2,000. They freshman year. You feel me? They keep developing. We got to develop we have athletes. We have talent. One thing I know about these 7-on-7 programs is, hey man, just like the AAU circuit, 7-on-7 is like AAU. You can get put on by having a great game or a great weekend. So all you got to do is just develop your skills. But if we're just doing the same old plays where we're running hitches, we gotta why we always think we always go up that road because they're developing. Like I said on y'all first podcast, down here we use quarterbacks on the red level as running backs instead of them being their position, their quarterback. You want to make a point guard post up a bit, man. Well, stop letting this quarterback just got there and just run the ball. You're gonna beat them up. That's why a lot of times these quarterbacks develop. As they get older, they say they don't want to be quarterbacks no more
because they haven't had the foundation to even stand up on that.
But that's up that road, 5 and 6 years old, they throwing the ball. They throwing the ball. No, why? Because the same thing. He's not treating these kids like they're babies. Treat them like the athletes they are. Either you're gonna do it or you're not.
Yeah, man.
But I mean, I can't lie. I don't seen kids or I don't seen parents in some situations go and ask coaches, "Hey, is my child gonna start?" And if they didn't get the response that they were looking for, and they took their child somewhere else. So I mean, that's like the nature of the beast, man. It's like everybody wants instant results. Like
instant results.
And the reality is as much as regardless of what anybody say, everybody goes out with the expectations on winning any competitive game that they in. But that's not going to be the case. I mean, you got to be able to accept losing as much as you willing to work hard to win. Like, it's one of them things where, man, you just got to at the end of the day, they're just kids. They're just children. Like I said, nobody's going to one thing I can say, I think I tip my hat out to Jeremy Wiggins because you've literally seen his program probably progress quicker than I've seen any other program in Macon. Like, I mean, even from you just see the growth, and it's been damn near instant in some cases. But you know what I'm saying? He
it was a long time
work and people bought in.
It was a long time coming. Like Northeast, like man, come on, like look at it. Like you got the whole East Side. You got like Northeast Appleton. They always been known for the greatest athletes in the city. Down there, you feel me? Like the fastest. Like when my son was an 8th grader, and when they won the county championship in track, that was like the first time in like ever. You feel me? Called Northeast. I mean Appleton.
They always win. Yeah.
You feel me? So like, you got the athletes. So some of the best athletes I've seen down at the park are from the East Side.
East Macon. Yeah.
And it just what it is, and it's all over Macon. As they get older, they get more options. Some stop playing sport because they want to rap. Some stop playing sport because they want to work. Some stop playing sport because of other stuff. And we as coaches and as members of the community, we try our best to, save all the kids we can, but some kids we can't save. Me and Avoy talk about this all the time. Like some kids, some kids
too far gone, man. And as
Tupac,
much as you don't want to give up, it's like some man. Some of these jokers are worse than these grown men out here, man.
but like for real, and like, but it's some talent, man. It's some man, it's some talent in Middle Georgia. And what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to showcase it best chance I know. Like, my plan is to keep getting better at my craft so I can help other kids out. Just if I come shoot your game, come shoot a highlight. I'm trying to just get something. I'm trying to post it on whether it's my the Facebook group page, whether it's Instagram, whether it's YouTube. I want it to be so if they come, I don't care if it's a 15-second highlight. If they Google your name, you got a footprint.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
feel?
And look, I got to start. I got to start procuring some of your services, man, because I got one that ready to go for basketball season. He
Yeah,
couldn't
man.
play. They ain't had no they didn't have a team for the 6U this year, so he just sitting, working, still dribbling up and down this outside on this goal, man. So that's
Man.
really what we get right.
So parents, I'm gonna just go ahead and give some advice before we get out of here. Let your child be coached. Teach them how to be coachable. Uncoachable kids, they become unemployed adults.
Yeah, for real.
So teach them how to be coachable. Let them be coached. Invest in your children.
Invest.
You got a lot of training stuff out here. You might not hear about it because it might be behind the scenes. But you got to invest in your kid. If you got to pay for something, pay for it. If you want them to be great, just pay for the service. Do what you need to do. And, just stand behind them.
And just to piggyback on what you're saying, like invest in your kids. I can't even beyond to think. I can't even begin to think about how much money I probably spend on just the boys as far as development, training. Whether we training in Warner Robins with Tone Harris and pure athletic training, whether we training in Macon with Clint Kent and Tavares Horton with United We Exercise, whether we training in Atlanta with Top Shelf Sports, like I pay these gentlemen for their time, for their knowledge, and for their work. Like you have to invest. Like man, if you can go buy an all-star breakfast and add some grits and hash brown, you'll spend about $15-$20. You can spend that money towards your kids. You feel me? Like the old saying, I spend money on other stuff that's like invest in your kids. Like just whether it's development, whether it's extra reps, whether it's training, coaching, invest in your kids. Nothing's too big for your. If one of my son said he want to quit playing sports right now and be a piano player, guess what? I'm gonna go get some piano lessons. Piano lessons ain't free.
Yeah.
Well, Miss Handley, you got a few out here. I can only name who I know and my experience with them. You got a few. I think I told you about Damon.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Damien.
Yeah, you got Damon. You got a few of them out here. Like I don't know. Everybody's situation is different, so I can't tell you about how to be with your situation. But I do know, it's some out here, man. There's some good guys out here that I do know. Damon, he's good with training because he trained my son for his getting conditioning and that this, that, and the third, and worked on a few skill things for his football and that's what it is. I'm not a trainer, I'm a coach, so I just send them to whoever I think will do what. I'm really big on Quint Harnett. I'm big on him. Horton's pretty good. Tavares Horton. Just going by with some people. And the only experience I've had with Horton is him coaching over at Northeast. But just me knowing people, I do got some people that I do listen to. Ron know a lot of people. Mr. Miley know a lot of people. And
with that, as far as with like I get parents hitting me up all the time about training, working out, and they can even tell you, when it comes to training, I tell you exactly who to go see. a lot of time what you see with me and my kids or anybody, we just working out. Meaning
Right.
we're just getting reps in. But when it comes time for serious training, I get them to the people I trust, the professionals, because I'm not a trainer. You feel
Right.
like you said, I code, I do videography. I'm a jack of all trades. But one thing I'll never say, I'm a trainer.
I
Anybody that
ain't
ever
got
hit me up about basketball, like when it comes to basketball, my son Jew, he ain't learned that from me. That's Czar, that's Alboy, that's Coach Gates, Coach Golden. That's all them. None of that from me. I'm gonna bring you. I'm gonna invest in my kid. And then what'll happen is I may record this training session or whatever, just so we can get those reps at home. So cause like I remember my son couldn't even do nothing on the ladder. I got him with Jamie. I forget Jamie on Northside Drive. They got him with him working with him. Like work with him. Like yeah, most definitely.
yeah,
Coach
Coach
Smith.
Smith. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a
Yeah,
like
yeah,
great
yeah.
coach, and he's pretty good with the training. Like I said,
yeah. He got
I
my boy
know.
J Dog shooting that thing.
Right, I ain't got no patience to train. I'm just being honest. I don't have any patience to train nothing. And if I do train something, it's probably gonna be basketball. And the first thing I'm gonna train anyway is gonna be defense. I'm gonna tell you that now. So if you an offensive player and you feel like you want to do that, then I can train you offense. But I'm gonna tell you the first thing I'm gonna train is defense.
That ain't what you getting out the gate.
Yeah.
Right. So and that's just me. That's how I am, and I'm stuck in my ways. So like I said, I'm part of the Hype South umbrella. Shout out to Quint Harnett. Shout out to Kawasa Reeves. I know what Reed, what Quint has done. I've seen it. You see it in Wasey. And at the same time, you got to train your kids to want it too. Train them mentally, because my kid will go out and work out, and I don't have to tell them to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you train them mentally, hey, you don't want most of the battle already. But like I said, everybody situation is different. I'll be honest, Miss Henley, I probably won't be consistent because of all the stuff that I do. So I can't tell you that. I don't think I'll be consistent enough to train anybody. 'Cause I can't train, coach, and be a parent and then do the podcast, and I got a print business. You know what I'm saying? So I already know I won't be doing it. All that. And I'm pretty much like you, Miss Henley. I got all teenagers, so
But if you do want to work out, like I've been telling parents, they see us in the gym. Hey man, we at Legend Fitness. Hey, if you get a membership, you more than welcome to come up there and get that work. Cause what I love about Legend Fitness, they let kids in there.
Y'all look like y'all in there like 7 times a day, man.
But look, cause it's right down the street, and they let kids work out there. Most gyms don't let kids work out.
Yeah.
Let me see what my guy said. Coach Smith, I take my hat off to you, because Jesus Christ. I don't know, man. I think I'm just stuck in my ways. I don't want a kid to be getting out here trying to play like I played. And I think that's what it is. I think if a kid don't have the instinct that I had or something, man, I just kind of, I just won't be patient for it, so I think I just stick with the coaching, man. I stick with the X's and O's and all that kind of stuff, because I can't do the training, man.
Yeah.
I had that problem with my daughter too, man. Just going back to, I used to be that parent, out there saying this and saying that to my daughter. Why you ain't doing this? Why you ain't doing that? She pretty much broke down on the court, man. I think she was 9. Just because I seen she had potential, and she broke down on the court, and I stopped in my tracks. Then I was like, you know what? Let me chill out. You know what I'm saying? I was like, let me chill out, because I still got to be a dad. But yeah, man. I know it's football Sunday, man. We don't ran over all the time anyway.
Oh yeah.
So
we a whole extra hour. And look,
right.
Miley, you don't add the an hour onto the show.
My bad, man. EJ, when you just hanging out and just talking about, things around this area, man, time flies. Honestly, I turn the game on, so I see it all right there in the peripheral.
Yeah.
So, the Chiefs up 6-0. Hey, I ain't even worried about it. Just trying to touch on so much stuff that we can work on as a community in this making the Middle Georgia area. It starts at home. It starts with the foundation. If you ain't got no foundation, well, hey, I ain't never seen a building built without no foundation. It sure ain't gonna stand long. You feel me? So if your kids don't respect you, if your kids ain't have no respect for you, what makes you think they're gonna respect these coaches
Right.
that volunteering their time?
Shout out to
So
Coach Major, man. I see you, man. Bella Hudson coach.
How you doing?
oh yeah.
But yeah, man, we gonna get on up out of here, man. Glad to have y'all fellas on, man. Until next time, man. We'll jump back in the next week. Get on some more topics, man. Appreciate you for coming, Mr. Miley.
Hey
Boss of
man, I
Hard
appreciate you
Fam.
guys. I
Yeah,
appreciate
man.
you guys, man.
Yeah, man. We gonna get out of here, man. Until next time, man. Next Sunday, man. I'll holler.
Who y'all got winning their Browns Chiefs game?